They roll up loud, ready for a scene. Then they freeze mid-step, 'cause the sidewalk's clean. Then they freeze white line, like a battle scar. Every edge in place, every marker star. Mr. Bill's curves, where the strong stand tall. Trip up the chaos, hold the front line wall. Good stone guardians, watching every turn. Mr. Bill's curves, make the doubters burn. Boots on the ground, badges in the night, neighbors on the porch, backlit by the porch light. Every sharp corner, like a drawn-out sword. When the crowd surges, they hold the accord. Mr. Bill's curves, where the strong stand tall. Trip up the chaos, hold the front line wall. Good stone guardians, watching every turn. Mr. Bill's curves, make the doubters burn. They chant and they push, but the line doesn't fade. Every painted edge, every groove that was laid. Dreamy haze above, steel in the street. Mr. Bill's curves stand where the Patriots meet.
Not too short down here.
Mr. Bill's curves.
Or now we can see me above there.
Mr. Bill's curves.
Covering up this.
Mr. Bill's curves.
That works good enough anyway. Hey Dees, how you doing? Who else is in the chat? Put a 1 if you're in the chat. Put a 2 if you're not in the chat. Put a 3 if you don't care if you're in the chat. Should have made a more crazy title or something like that, I guess. But anyway, I've had some thoughts lately about some censorship issues and things like that going on out there. Not so much, federal censorship, but more like personal censorship and things like that. So I'm not sure if this exact video is going to cover some of the personal censorship things, like cover Twitter censorship, but it may sort of relate to some people that, blocking people for little or no reason and things like this, that you have a difference of opinion and you decide to, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. You said something I don't like, or you said something about a friend of mine, so I'm not going to like you anymore. Thank you, Dutch Grandma. I appreciate putting me on in the background or something like that. And I guess FYI, guys, I got that thingamajigger you guys are all telling me to get or whatever. At least I got 1 month free. I think I can get out of it after 1 month. That YouTube Premium thing or whatever. There was only because I had the 1 month free thing. Okay, so if I do it, it'll have to be a 1 year thing. So you guys want me to get that or whatever, eventually $140 or something like that. So I'm not saying you have to or whatever, but maybe if you guys want to during next month or whatever, if I get $140 in donations, that would be nice. That would take care of the yearly thing. Anyway, that might be a good way to cover that. You don't have to, I'm not saying grifting or anything like that. I'm just saying I'm not sure if I really want that expense, but we'll see if I do. I might be using it today here if I go to different videos and not have to worry about commercials in the middle of the videos. See if I like it now here too. But this one here says the disturbing reality of how bad censorship has become. I might sort of stop this here if it doesn't kind of relate to some personal censorship. I don't know if you guys had friends or fellow patriots or something like that, where like, oh, you had an opinion that I didn't like, so I'm not going to listen to you anymore. I'm going to block you on the internet or in personal life or something like that. Back in the day when Trump was around or whatever, if you're a Trump supporter, they had the situation. Make sure the mic is on. Yeah. Or your family or whatever, if they disagreed with you, they were anti-Trump and you were pro-Trump or whatever, you know, in my opinion, it was more or less the anti-Trumpers that would sort of do the censorship of the Trumpers and things like that. Maybe there was a few Trumpers that kind of disassociated with their families on the other side. Maybe it was kind of a mutual thing or something like that, but that might be kind of related to sort of to what I'm saying. But again, it's just, even if you're on the same side, you see left and left attack each other and they just simply decide to block each other out. What was it Charlie Kirk said at an Oregon State thing? I'll try to get to it later on also, is when you stop talking, bad things happen. Paraphrasing. But anyway, here's a little video here. I think this is after. I was hoping it was a Charlie Kirk video, but we'll see how this one plays out.
Maintaining the legacy of Charlie Kirk, making sure his mission expands, grows, multiplies. And I'm really excited about this next guest because her name is Sarah Rogers. She's the Undersecretary of State, so the State Department, for Public Diplomacy. And I don't want to say too much. I'm going to kind of throw this over to Blake, but she is Charlie helped when, was very involved with the transition and helping with certain appointees. And man, Charlie just completely was just really impressed by Sarah, and now she has been confirmed. And
effective, extremely based, as we say, and very sad. We were so looking forward to having her on the show, and unfortunately, she couldn't come on while she was
trying to live up to that glowing intro. I can't promise that I'll be smart, but I can promise that I'll be based.
All right. Well, so I think we should introduce people to what your job is, because you're not just the Secretary of State. You're Undersecretary for Public Diplomacy. I don't know that people necessarily know what that is. But so let's just say, Charlie was America first. We are America first. What is the America first framing of American diplomacy?
Thanks very much, Blake. So before I get into that substantively, I'll just say it's absolutely correct that I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Charlie, for his trust and confidence, as well as that of President Trump and Secretary Rubio. And one of my greatest regrets is that I couldn't work with him longer on issues both dear to both of us, like free speech, during his life. So now my duty and my goal when I wake up every day in this job that I'm thrilled to have is to work in his memory for the president and on behalf of the American people to advance those goals and get done the things that Charlie would have wanted and we still want. So public diplomacy refers, when we think about diplomacy, we usually think about the relationship between the American government and foreign governments. Two ambassadors shake hands, sign a trade deal. But public diplomacy, which is my silo of the State Department, deals with the relationship between the American government and the foreign public. And this is a critical instrument of national security because when we have to do something like secure a strategic port or convince a foreign populace to use our AI or our 5G instead of China's, the public barometer matters a lot. And now today's public is very different than the one we confronted during the Cold War. Information during the age of mass media flowed downhill. So legacy authorities like governments, like legacy media would speak, and the masses in the mass media age would listen. But that's not the age we live in now. The public is online, they're more networked, they're more reactive than ever before. And predecessors of mine, both within state and other parts of the government, we now know, saw this democratized, chaotic information environment, and they panicked. They said, we've got to sanitize and censor everything. They even tried to censor Charlie, which I worked with him on and Blake on, as you guys know.
Remember back in the day when Charlie was censored and everything? Like, what? He said bad things. He was very offensive and everything, and everybody wanted to sort of, other nations and things like that, and lefties or whatever, said his stuff was hateful stuff, and they wanted to block him from having his opinion heard out there, because his rhetoric around DEI and other stuff that they made up was bad. So lefties wanted to completely block him. For what? For his opinions. For his opinions about people or something like that, or about ideologies, or about actions. Leftists wanted to block Charlie. So my point kind of is that why are people on the right or within your own kind of community, left on left or right on right, blocking other people for opinions and still saying we are Charlie? Why would you say that you are Charlie when you're doing the exact thing that the people that wanted bad things to be done to Charlie, censorship and things like that? Why are you not wanting to listen to everything he had to say Remember that a lot of that stuff about the airplane things. They didn't want to listen to that whole conversation about what the airplane thing is with related to DI. They just wanted to clip that little part out. They'll listen to that part, but they won't listen to the whole context of what the person Charlie was saying. Isn't that interesting? I'm not sure if anybody's watching or listening, but I was going to get my point across anyway. Let's see what else she has to say here. Then we'll go into something else Charlie said.
And that is one of the vignettes, that whole Murphy Supreme Court case, that we will be doing thorough truth and reconciliation on. We will be releasing documents as soon as we are able to complement the ones that have already surfaced through the Twitter files and other sources. And it is my job to hold out to the world what America's values and priorities are. And they aren't censorship anymore. They're America first. And America's crown jewel value, and Charlie knew this, he lived for it, he regrettably died for it, is free speech.
Yeah, so we actually we have a clip we want to put up here. So Charlie, he was starting to go abroad a lot.
Does you, Grandma? Are you Twitch Grandma? Did I? You know who I mean? Twitch Grandma? Are you? I used to know you from Twitch, right? Or are you a different grandma? I can't keep track of all the grandmas I know, I guess. But anyway, just curious if you're that grandma.
More this year. He got to speak at Oxford earlier this year. And this is one of the things he said that got most attention. Let's play clip 292.
In Britain today, 30 people a day are arrested for offensive posts on social media, according to the Telegraph. Praying silently within 600 feet of an abortion clinic can get you arrested in Scotland, as a 74-year-old woman named Rose just learned weeks ago. Members of parliament scold British citizens for thinking they have the right to say things, say that they do not have the right to say things that offend Muslims.
Can't say things if you're... Don't do Twitch. Okay, different person that I'm thinking of. Sorry. But yeah, again, you get the kind of point here that he's trying to get across is even entire countries that are supposed to kind of get along together, everybody within country should get along together, be able to kind of have their free speech things. If you say something against somebody else in that country, to the group in that country, then you can get arrested and things like that. You've seen that happen in Australia, UK, other places, Germany especially. But again, they're supposed to be friends and everything in the country. We're supposed to kind of all get along in the countries in a lot of cases. But if you say something different within your country, then they're going to exclude you. They're going to keep you from society, jail you or fine you for saying you said something bad about the behavior of a certain group of people, or you don't think that people who should come here and get the benefits of coming here and not have to go through the same process as everybody else normally had to do. And then if you say something like that, you're censored and everything. So, and then the same thing goes back to apply to the fact that people out there want to block. If you say something bad about a friend of somebody's or something like that, or about somebody's actions or something like that, they want to separate you. They want to say, oh, you said something, my friend did this or friend did that or whatever. They don't want to talk to you about it. They don't want to have a discussion with you or something like that. Maybe sometimes these cops or whatever that visit people's houses will have a little discussion, but in most cases, you'll get fined no matter what your use or reason was for that. They want to block people. They want to imprison people in the countries, but in your personal relationships with people who want to have a different opinion, they'll just block you without asking you, why did you have that opinion? Or, oh, okay, I can agree to I disagree with kind of your premise there, but I'm going to decide to block you at that point there. Isn't that kind of interesting here? So deep thoughts, I'm getting deep here. Okay, not real deep, but deep enough, Anyway, hey, how you doing, Rooster? Nice to talk to you. Hope you're doing good out there. Anybody else watching? Put a 1 in the chat if you're in the chat, like Rooster is. Grandma, things like that. And I can understand censoring somebody who's okay with the unaliving of somebody like Charlie Kirk and things like that. Yeah, I would want to kind of separate those kind of people out of my life, of course, there when you're wanting to unalive someone or wanting to do damage to somebody's life or reputation or not reputation, but just kind of their, attacking somebody. Yeah, you can separate that kind of person there, or at least, before you do that, you might want to talk to them. Or like, why did you do this or something to the other person? Am I understanding your situation correctly? Have a civil dialogue before you decide to do it if you wanted to. That would be one thing that would be a reasonable thing to do. Not for the people to simply say that, somebody should be unalived for a different opinion. Yeah, no reason to have that conversation. Just to say, I don't know you. I don't know you. You go over there. I'm going to go over here. That kind of stuff. That's about the major reason that I would say it's okay to censor that person, to block them out of your talking space. Anyway, let's see if there's anything else on this.
So I think a lot of our, our foreign charm offensives, we've gotten used to seeing stuff, in the Middle East where we're saying, oh, why you should be more secular or more pro-gay or something. But now I think especially on the right, we've seen a lot of interest in, well, why don't we try to pressure Europe to embrace free speech instead of censorship? And do you see like a role in the Trump State Department where we're going to see more of that? And what are we fighting? Also lay out, what are we fighting against? What is going on in Germany and the UK that we all should care about as Americans?
Blake, that is a fantastic question that I could answer in a much longer segment than this. And Charlie obviously was very fired up on this too. So what's going on in the UK and Germany? What's going on is that there's no First Amendment, and there's a much more safetyist approach to speech that has really had some absurd effects that I think even sectors of these societies are becoming quite embarrassed of. So there's a case in Germany that Americans are shocked whenever I tell them about it. And so I talk about it whenever I can, because our failure as free speech activists is that more Americans don't know it. This case.
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. Usually I do like a news show or a reaction show, but I had my thoughts about this kind of thing here. So I'm just going to at least spend the first 20 minutes maybe 30 minutes talking about free speech and things like that. I'm using this kind of as a kind of a premise here, international free speech, things like that, and relating it to sort of your one-on-one kind of conversations where people, maybe in your family or your friends, who you have a different opinion. You like Trump or something like that. I'm no longer going to go to Christmas dinner with you or something like that. That kind of stuff, where they should be able to have conversations, things like that. If you have a different opinion, with family members, I'm sure they don't want to unalive somebody or anything like that. But why can't we still have these sort of conversations? Maybe censoring is not the best word for what I'm saying here, but you get the idea. But I think she's about to say something that will help me relate this here.
Regrettably involved a gang rape in a public park of a German teenager by 9 men. Those men were all convicted. There's no question of their guilt. During their trial, their expert witness said they'd committed the rape for cultural reasons. They were traumatized by the migration
I heard about this
experience. So most of those rapists did not receive jail time, because in Germany, if you profess to be a minor or considered to be under the age of majority by the court, it turns out you can commit gang rape and walk free. Big surprise. But someone did go to jail in connection with this gang rape. And that was a woman, because a woman texted one of the rapists and called him a disgraceful rapist pig, which of course is true. Of course he is. All 9 of them are. But in Germany, that's hate speech. So the woman was arrested, and the woman, not the rapist, received 2 days in jail. That's the kind of value system that it is our job to persuade people to abandon in favor of one based on the First Amendment.
Interesting. I guess I could sort of relate that to kind of a personal level where, like, if you sort of called out censorship on the other side or something like that, like, why don't you talk to me or something like that? And then you get attacked for trying to start the conversation. Maybe I can't quite relate that so well, but sometimes it's like the people that are okay with the free speech or whatever and want to have the conversation get attacked for wanting the conversation in a lot of cases. I've noticed too. Like, okay, all I want to do is conversate with you. You see that a lot of the left or whatever is like, no, we don't want to conversate with fascists, so they'll put a umbrella in your face. But I can sort of see certain places where, let's say if your family or whatever, that Christmas dinner, you bring up a little issue or something like that, not something like what they're talking about here, but just kind of a slightly political issue, that might be it's not so crazy, but the person on the other end of your conversation said, no, we're not going to talk about politics. We're not talking about politics. I'm not talking about politics. I'm talking about the weather changing or something like that. They think that you're talking about climate change, and all you're doing is talking about the weather is kind of changing faster than normal or something like that. Something unrelated to politics, and they just want to censor you. Say, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. Otherwise, things are going to get bad. So we can't have that conversation. This even comes close to being a sensitive conversation, right? Sensitive conversations about what the bad boys did in this situation in Germany. We can't have that conversation to find out if what they really did was a bad thing at that point there. Yeah, exactly. Dark Signal. Yeah, I was kind of interested in this in a international level, but you can see how I'm trying to tie it to kind of a personal level here too. But let's see what else is in this conversation here?
So that's Germany. In the UK, which Charlie just mentioned, there's actually a recent incident that occurred, following the tragedy, so Charlie couldn't comment on it. There's a relatively accomplished comedy writer named Graham Linehan who was arrested, detained, and jailed for joking on Twitter about transgenderism. And I'll paraphrase here because I don't have the tweet, but it's something like, if you see a man in the ladies' room, you can kick him in the nuts. And that apparently was, it was a threat of violence in Britain in the way that some of the Islamist demonstrations in the street apparently don't rise to. Also in Britain, as Charlie mentioned, we have...
Interesting. So certain things are allowed to do where you can demonstrate in certain streets and things like that about Death to America or River to the Sea type stuff, that kind of stuff that indicates potential violence, right, is okay for certain governments and people, evidently. But when you make a joke about that, the other side doing something bad, the leftist side in this case here, saying that coming into women's bathrooms, things like that, you might making a joke, like a satire guy kicking them somewhere. That is considered a no-no, and evidently it's probably got in trouble. Can we relate that to kind of a personal kind of situation? Probably. Somehow, let's see. If we, you probably can sort of think of a personal situation where you're going after somebody because of they say like a violence aspect or whatever. You're being violent in your speech or something like that. You said that somebody said that. I can't make it a good argument relating to that, but anyway.
People arrested for acts like praying silently or wearing a priestly collar within a visible radius of an abortion clinic, because the idea is in Britain, it's not merely a crime to do something like block the clinic doors, which might actually impede someone from...
In America, that's in a lot of states that is the case, but in Germany, how bad is it?
Obtaining an abortion. You're not even allowed to try to dissuade someone from obtaining an abortion.
It's very bad.
You can't have a conversation in certain cases. Like in the UK, she said you can't even try to dissuade someone. Although in court, though, did you notice today in court where the Colorado thing that allows conversational conversion or something like that to still happen or whatever? So if parents want their kids that think they're something that they're not, they're allowed to send them to a doctor to possibly talk them into saying, Johnny, you are a boy, or Mary, you are a girl. You might think that you're the other thing, but if you look down there, but you can sort of relate that to a personal level on that also within your own kind of situations where allowing for conversation between someone, having that conversation, like, okay, don't get mad, don't do something bad, but have the conversation first, But a lot of times they just do not want a conversation with you. They just want to automatically block you. Say, if I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to yell at you, or I'm going to imprison you or fine you. I'm not going to have the conversation with you because what you did is so egregious and terrible that it's not worth even having a conversation. That you said something that somebody said. Am I making sense to the few people that are in the chat? It's okay to block some people that are sort of threatening your life. Yes, that kind of stuff. But why would you block somebody completely out of your environment, even online or in real life, because of words? You can just not talk to them or something like that. But, if you know them and they call you or whatever, are you going to pick up the phone or something like that if they talk to you? Why wouldn't you? If you know them or whatever. I mean, if they threaten your life, of course you're not going to do that. But if they just said something you disagreed with a few weeks ago, yeah, you're going to pick up the phone and say, if the person's ready to apologize if they said something bad. Quit being afraid of conversations. Too many people out there are so afraid of conversations and getting along together. Let me see if I can find a Charlie Kirk video that I was looking for that talked about that. Charlie Kirk is at Oregon State. When he was talking at Oregon State debate. No, it wasn't a debate. It was more of a conversation he had outside. Conversation, maybe it'll show up that way. Probably find it easier on Twitter. Yeah, I think it was this guy here.
One?
I'm not sure there is a second. Maybe you could correct me if I'm wrong.
No, there's not. No, there's not.
Yeah,
no,
so it's
no.
a trick question.
Yeah.
How about this? Can you name me the only black Supreme Court justice? Actually, there's two of them.
Well, it's not a trick question. It's a question to try to prove a point. So other than Byron Donalds, can you name another black Republican congressperson?
Yeah, Wesley Hunt.
Okay. Do you know what the percentage of black Republican representation in the Republican side of Congress is? Do you know what that number is?
What's that? Wasn't this guy? It was a different guy.
And a black person.
We're getting off topic.
No, this is your topic, my friend. You know you're now starting to retreat.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? When he's probably said it multiple times, but I remember him saying it's Oregon State to a guy there where once conversations stop, and then the violence begins. Maybe I have to Google it or something like that. Maybe I'll just Google it here. Hold on a second. Hold on. When I can't remember the exact words though. Something to that effect. Is that gonna? It was a short. No. Oh, I didn't even spell Charlie correct right there. Hold your horses. I'm figuring it out here. Hold on. How do you do this over here?
Why don't we do the same?
Churches should.
Churches should? Okay.
That's not the one I want. Where is the one where he's talking about Oregon State guy? I think Google's censoring the conversation here because I know he said that. It's a popular video. Conversations and the violence begins. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? This is kind of his major message. Why isn't it all over the stuff? Well, you add in Oregon State instead of other places. I'll figure it out here. I know I should have looked it up earlier. Okay, so Boise State. Boise State, Oregon State. 2025 recap. No. Well, let's watch this. Not the entire one. There's one.
How do you remain so calm when someone who is dissenting or even the crowd gets obviously heated?
I will say, look, I naturally do not have a lot of self-control, but I believe it's a fruit of the Spirit. I believe that those of us that are Christians should invite the Holy Spirit into our life on a daily basis.
How do you remain so calm when...
Make sure we don't go to war against Iran. It would be a profound mistake for our country. So that
Anyone want this hat? Take that. Get off my campus.
No, I'll be here for another hour and a half. He's going to go and tell his friends, I own Charlie Kirk.
Anyone want this hat?
You know, see how he was always calm and cool and collected, you know? Even when, you know, people were getting in his face, getting a little bit violent, he would always kind of remain cool. And that's kind of the thing that I'm trying to get across, if I'm slowly getting it across here. About time, hey, felon. That's not even the video that I wanted there, but one of these days I'll find it. But the fact that you can sort of have a conversation without getting heated. A lot of people on the left, they can't not seem to do that. They always have to kind of get really kind of upfront, like, oh no, you said something about trans people, or you said something about Gaza, you know, we're going to get in your face, you know, or people on the right typically can sort of have that kind of ability to calm down, whether it's because their Christian faith, like Charlie had, or something else. But anyway, Natina Kotek, so you can find that video for me if you know what I'm talking about. When he was at Oregon State.
Mr. Warp, prepare your little.
Well, my.
Clark Kent. Well, Mr.
Anyone want this hat?
Like, you can kind of tell what I like to watch when I'm chilling out when it goes to that level there. I don't think I'm going to find what I'm looking for. If I could remember the exact words, maybe Google would help me find it that way, but I cannot find exact words of what he said. Pew violence. I'll find some other time. Anyway, that's basically what I want to not preach about, but to kind of get across. Like, do you guys have any situations where you sort of sometimes want to block people or something like that, but decide you don't really think it's worth blocking someone out of your life? Or is there some kind of level where you think it's okay to block people? For me, my level is like, you threatened, you say it's okay to unalive someone. That would be a level where I would say, okay, I'm going to block this person, or, take their phone number out of my phone or something like that. Is there any kind of level where you're kind of okay blocking people beyond that by chance? Does that make sense? Hopefully, if you guys need to repeat that question, let me know. I guess it's important to have conversations. And there's when you're in an opinion kind of area like me and other influencers, if you want to call us influencers, usually you don't want to block people. I can understand why journalists, block people, because what they're saying is trying to get the facts across. And if somebody doesn't like facts across or something like that, then you block them. Everybody, remember, met Shelley or something like that for blocking her, as she's there simply reporting facts. It was her job. If you said something that was kind of offensive, like, I don't like your version of facts or something like that, yeah, she's okay to block you, in my opinion, at that point there, because she's not trying to give her opinion. She's simply saying, here's what I see, here's my interpretation of what she sees, and she blocks it. You can, if she sees you or something online or something like that, or a journalist does or something like that, and maybe she'll unblock you if you kind of have a conversation with her. But that's that kind of situation. I understand people blocking in those situations. Does that make sense? Wolfie in the chat, how you doing, Wolfie? You're not heated. Well, you're icy. You got a lot of ice. That's good. There's more there. Yeah, exactly. I can say that's why, in a lot of cases, take the people out there at ice, unless you guys kind of follow the ice stuff. For the people that kind of we know that did bad things or something like that, whether it be the Spider Mike or something like that, pushing the thing there, or doing that kind of stuff, I would kind of like, for instance, not Tina Kotex is in there, for instance, here, he doesn't block it hardly anybody from his chat or something like that. If Spider Mike had done something like more physically assaulted someone and said it's okay for him to physically assault someone, I'm not saying he did this, I'm just saying if he did that, I would imagine I would probably not want him in my chat. Not Tina Kotex might still kind of be okay with him in his chat. I don't know. He can answer for himself if he wants that one there. But the Godfrey's, how you doing over there on Twitter? Hey, Twitter's working. But when when somebody's okay with physical violence for no reason, and they know, and you're in the same area or something like that, I would probably try to block that person, if I could, in that case. But yeah, especially for actions, you'd sort of want to block them, especially if it's violent actions at that point there. Am I making sense? Sometimes I make sense, sometimes I don't. Hey there. So there's a good example there. I don't want to put that word on my screen too much. But yeah, you can see what Not Tina Kotex put in the chat there. But yeah, I've called him names like that for that long. He better behave in the chat. So I would admit, yeah, at least, not censor completely, but keep your eyes on the people that kind of do that. But you're still willing to allow them to talk to you. You might, block them here or there, or, on Twitter, for instance, there's I think there's a thing where you can snooze them for 30 days or something like that. I know they have that on Facebook. They have that on Twitter, where you're not blocking them. You're just not seeing their content. They can still contact you if they want to, but you're not looking at their silly content and things like that if you don't want to. Those are the kinds of things that I would say are okay, for like, okay, I don't really like this person, but I don't like them enough to block them, so I'm going to kind of snooze their content. If they say have content that might pop up on your screen that's kind of ridiculous. With the pandemic, as far as anything, it's that Silence is violence. Yes. Like, yeah. Not too hard to have a conversation with people out there, just simply, if they don't have a conversation with you, then they can block you. But why would people on the right or left be afraid of a simple conversation? The left typically puts up the umbrellas and things like that, but it happens on the right too when you say something that somebody doesn't like, or have an old grudge and the person can't get over a year-long plus grudge or something like that. Can you imagine, at that point there, like, why would you hold a grudge that long or something like that? Whether you think they did something wrong to you or you did something wrong to them. Like, okay, it's been over a year. I haven't talked to you in over a year. I used to talk to you or watch you or something like that all the time. Why are you still holding a grudge? Why will you not allow a little bit of conversation? If you want me to apologize for upsetting you or something like that, maybe, you'll come to that limit depending on the scenario or something like that. But to prevent somebody from engaging in conversation, it's just crazy to me. I want to find this conversation though he had at Oregon State though. It's probably just a short conversation though, but what did he say to that guy there? When conversation ends, violence begins. Something like that. Maybe that'll work. Maybe let's try putting it on Google and not on YouTube, maybe. Discourse ends, violence begins. I don't do Facebook. Yet on YouTube. Discourse ends, violence begins. Thank you.
The loss of Charlie Kirk is far beyond just a crazy.
I don't want somebody else to say it. I want Charlie to say it. YouTube. Charlie Kirk. Don't give me that same guy. That's the same guy. Power Civil Conversations.
I got a question.
Sure. What was your name again? I'm sorry.
I don't think I told you. My name's Mercury.
Nice to meet you.
Why are you here?
Okay, I've been asked that question a lot. First of all, that question should not even have to be asked, but when people stop talking, really bad stuff starts. When marriages stop talking, divorce happens. When civilizations stop talking, civil war ensues. When you stop having a human connection with someone you disagree with, it becomes a lot easier to want to commit violence against that group. What we as a culture have to get back to is being able to have reasonable disagreement where violence is not an option.
You think that's not emotional violence?
How is this? What is emotional violence, by the way? I don't know what that is.
It is harm intentionally perpetrated on another another human being.
And this argument, Charlie will probably answer this himself here, but this emotional violence issue or something like that, I guess intentionally trying to harm somebody's feelings or something like that. Bad, but is that a reason to stop the conversation? I guess we'll find out here.
That is intentionally targeted at their emotional well-being.
Okay, so feelings mean nothing to me. Isn't why we had the First Amendment to try to push our boundaries and to hear things that might make you mildly uncomfortable?
This doesn't make me mildly uncomfortable.
Does it make you very uncomfortable?
It makes me angry. I got a question.
Wow. Well, Kane, I guess so. It was last week anyway. Looking at, I put it in the chat there. There's probably another version of it.
This is wrong.
I don't know where the accusatory tone is coming from.
I'm not sure if you even know this, but Native Americans are not allowed to own private property on reservations. All native land is held in federal trust. Why do
I know that you're a Christian, and I guess my kind of concerns is like Islamophobia.
Are you Muslim?
Yes, I am.
What is the best model for a Muslim country in your view?
I guess, like...
Do you enjoy not having to cover yourself in public?
This is wrong.
Let's hope.
I got a question.
Sure. What?
So there's a time we were talking to another guy. I thought at Oregon State, but I'm not seeing it here. Maybe that was the guy he was talking to. That's just crazy. We get the idea there. Yeah, this feelings are nice, but your feelings don't supersede conversations. You got hurt, to explain why you're hurt or something like that, but don't consider your pain a reason to commit violence or to stop conversing with someone. I don't know if you guys watch Pocket Sandy or something like that. Yeah, a lot of people kind of say that he's a little crazy, and things like that. It was a little bit off kilter. Yeah, I'd agree with you in some respects there, but at least the person continues to do dialogue. Whatever reason that they do it or whatever. That on both sides of the situation, they're out there in different spaces doing dialogue. I'm not going to say that I agree with the person's opinions on a whole lot of lefty issues, but at least the person's okay with doing dialogue. Not saying they're good at dialogue, but at least Pocket Sandy does try to have the dialogue. Pam Tifa, for instance, pretends to have dialogue, but does not really have dialogue, does not answer questions. As if you were watching my stream yesterday, I tried asking her 3 different questions to try to get her opinion there and never got an answer. In a lot of cases, there were yes or no questions, and I could not get a simple yes or no from her. So she pretends like she wants to do conversations. I'm not sure if you've seen other people like this. They want to act like they're willing to have a dialogue. They're acting like they want to bring people together and things like that. But when they actually get that conversation going, they don't actually engage in an honest conversation. So, yeah, Sandy needs help. Yeah, I'll give you that there. But I'll say, but when it comes to conversationary, if somebody's going to win the conversation awards or whatever, I would give Pocket Sandy the conversation award, not Pam Tifa. When it comes to be willing to have the conversation, with people that he disagrees with. Hey, what's going on? You guys doing good? Am I making sense to anybody? Once in a while, I try to make sense. I've been trying to make sense for the past 42 minutes. But anyway, let me see if you guys said anything in the chat that I missed here. What's this about Will Kane still on Fox? Is this news or something like that? I haven't heard about this, but I gotta look up Will Kane since everybody's bringing up Kane news. I don't know. Will Kane is a prominent Fox News host currently anchoring the Will. Yeah, nothing new there. What happened to Will Kane? Is transitioning from co-hosting Fox and Friends to hosting his own weekday show, The Will Kane. That was back in January last year. You guys get me sidetracked. Why you get me sidetracked? Nothing going on there. Ed, how you doing? Nice to see you. Okay, we can talk about other news or something like that here. Let's do some Twitter stuff here. So 42 minutes. I'll clip that part later on. Turn it into a video, but we'll talk about some Twitter stuff now. I need to resize this here for you. Go to the bookmarks here. Billboard Chris is always a good guy to watch. I'll change the title here in a second. Zoom. A little more zoom. That's about enough zoom here. What was this conversation about here, guys? Listen to this while I do some work here.
Why do you think they're getting that kind of representation? I mean, it's clearly was aggressive violent assault.
You suck. Fuck you. Fuck you. You're not wanted. Fuck you.
Wait, this is an old video. This is old. I've seen that one a long time ago. Never mind. Bad homeless situation here. I wish people would have more conversations about homeless situations than they would about other things here. Let's see what this gentleman here is.
Yeah, definitely. Just stick to the good grade A students to be your friends. I remember when I was in school, I had a buddy named Taylor Hushka, and he was a really good kid. And then I had this other friend, Cody Sells, and Jordan Carter was another part of it. Fuckers. And then I started kind of going back and forth, hanging out with both of them. And I should have just stuck being friends with Taylor because that crew, excuse me, we started partying and drinking and being fools. And Taylor never did that crap. Taylor graduated and went to college and is doing really good for himself. So it's really all about who you hang out with. You know, surround yourself with good people and smart people and people that are doing good, and you'll follow suit.
It's very good advice, brother.
Yeah, definitely. Just stick to the good grade A students to be your friends. I remember when I was in school, I had a buddy named Taylor Hushka, and he was a
I think the question was like, then it
college.
brought you out here is when Kevin asked those questions, like, what do you think was a certain decision you made that kind of led you to kind of coming out here, this having bad situations, bad choices, and things like that lead to bad circumstances, and it's kind of getting in there. You guys think of any kind of good or bad circumstances that kind of led you into where you're at now, or something like that? I can think of a few back in the day that kind of led me to where I am and things like that, but I'm not going to get too personal on that into things there. But I kind of feel bad for the people that are out in the street that's had those kind of decisions or events that happened to them that kind of led them to being out here. You know, like they partied, they went to Vegas or something like that too long or something like that, lost too much money and things like that, something like that. Anyway, I wanted to see this little thing happen here. I guess you got James O'Keefe got summoned by the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Department, serving him a domestic violence restraining order from a former coworker.
Serving me domestic. The sheriff is actually, come on in. Hello, sir.
How are you?
Are you with the police?
I am with the sheriff's office.
How you doing? I'm James O'Keefe. Are you here to arrest me? This is insane. This is insane. There's a sheriff in my studio serving me domestic violence documents because the board member said he wanted to murder me. Something has to change, not for my sake, but for our children's sake. You know what I mean? And I know you're just doing your job, and I get it. I understand, but we're entering a constitutional crisis in the United States. And today I've got a police officer bringing me to court. You know, and I gotta ask myself, why am I even doing this? The sheriff is actually, come on in. Hello, sir.
How are you?
Are you with the police?
I am with the sheriff's office.
How you doing? I'm James O'Keefe. Are you here to arrest me?
No.
Are you sure?
Positive.
We were hoping somebody gets arrested today. You familiar with our work here?
No.
Do you know what we do?
No, I do.
We expose corruption in the government. We have a tape today showing election crimes and people breaking the law. And so people in California were forging signatures, and they were logging into an online database.
Gotcha.
That's right. I've been served lawsuits like 30 times in my life.
Okay.
I've never had a police officer show up like
So
this.
this is not a lawsuit.
Oh, what is it?
So if you want me to put it out there, I can.
Yeah, you can say who it is. It's
Okay.
fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Just say it out loud.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a temporary injunction. It's out of Miami-Dade.
Who's filing the restraining order? We're here with the sheriff from the police department who's at my office.
Matthew.
I was like, I would imagine most states or something like that, Florida or Texas or someplace like that, if it was a lefty state, they would ask him to turn off the cameras. But Florida, Texas, conservative states are like, yeah, free speech. We're not arresting you. It's just an order that we have to bring to you and read it to you if necessary, to make sure you understand it. And he's going by the constitutional book of county cops at this point here.
And the last name, Tyrmand.
Matthew Tyrmand? That's the former board member of Project Veritas. What is he doing?
He filed a temporary injunction out of Miami.
A domestic violence document? The board member of Project Veritas has filed a domestic violence restraining order against me?
Temporary injunction for protection against stalking.
But he said he wanted to kill me. I should be getting a restraining order against him.
Okay, you can go to the courthouse and you can do that. Again, this is out of Miami. It's not out of Palm Beach.
They want me to go to court?
So there's a hearing tomorrow at 9:30, and
I have to go to court at 9:30 tomorrow morning?
it's references. This is when the court hearing is.
So just so I understand, the sheriff is here in my office serving me a domestic violence document because the former board member of Project Veritas that we recorded saying he wants to murder me is now making me go to court tomorrow morning. Is that correct?
Well, there is a hearing Okay, tomorrow morning, again, this is out of Miami. It's not out of Palm Beach. What the details of the case is, I have no clue about.
Well, I'm telling you what the
Miami-Dade-
details of the
Miami-Dade
case
sent it
are.
down to us
Yeah.
to serve you. That's
You guys
basically-
serve court documents here in Florida? I've never seen that before. I've been sued like 30 times. I get sued a lot because we expose people and on tape so just so I understand what I'm looking at, that's a domestic. It says domestic violence on it. That's what that word says.
Yeah. Temporary injunction for protection.
Stalking violence. That's insane.
Again,
I'm a reporter. I publish.
I feel a little bit sorry for the cop there. You know, he's just like doing his thing and doing what he's told to do or something like that. So, you know, at this point, what he probably could do is just kind of leave it on the table and say, have a good day or something like that. No, he got served at that point there. But James does like to dramatize things, you know, to point out the constitutional craziness.
What the guy said.
I do not know what the details are. Again, it's out of Miami-Dade.
Yeah.
So we just have to serve them. That's it.
What else? So you're going to give me these papers?
This is all yours, right?
Is that body camera recording?
Yes, it is.
May I have a copy of that, please?
I guess you have to go through our records.
I will do that. What's your name?
You have my card. Same guy, Angel Artola from yesterday.
Do you live here in West Palm Beach?
I do.
You ever heard of OMG or Project Veritas?
Never.
Yeah, investigative reporting newsroom. Have you ever served a domestic restraining order against a newsroom before? You ever serve a restraining order?
Police aren't used to getting so many questions, but you know, I'm guessing he's getting a little bit annoyed right now.
Order against a journalist?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Sir, I don't think you understand what you're involved in here.
I don't understand. I don't know what everybody does for a living.
There's something called the First Amendment, and it prohibits people from.
Again, this is one of those kind of following orders kind of things. There's like at ICE, you know, where the people at ICE are just following orders, you know, and you know the lefties kind of get on their case there. Is James doing something here where he's kind of just getting mad at a guy for following orders, or does he think that the cop here should kind of know better or do better, you know, as far as, you know what his constitutional authority is, you know, like Miami-Dade, you're asking me to do something that doesn't make any sense. You can do it yourself if you want to. That's what he's probably wishing that he did here, maybe.
Serving restraining orders against us from reporting what they say. It's a pretty fundamental constitutional right.
Again, this is a court order signed by a judge out of Miami. All we're doing is serving it to you.
Well, I look very much forward to speaking with that judge and talking to them.
Perfect. You know,
well, thank you for being here, and I will tell it to the courts. I know you're just doing your job, but I hope you watch the video of the man saying he wants to kill me.
I have no idea.
I know. One of the problems in this country is that we're in a constitutional crisis. I'm just telling you my opinion. And we report people breaking the law. We report people doing illegal things, and they're never held accountable. I'm the one who's brought to court.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. Is it's more that the judge is kind of forcing his hand.
I'm the one who's arrested. I'm the one who's sued. And the American people are just pissed off. They're just upset. I know this has nothing to do with you. I know you can't say anything. I respect that. I'm just a little upset. I'm a little discouraged. I'm losing hope. And I'm the guy that can't lose hope because people look up to me. But I'm the one who keeps getting held accountable.
True,
You understand what I'm saying? Something has to change, not for my sake, but for our children's sake. You know what I mean? And I know you're just doing your job, and I get it. I understand, but we're entering a constitutional crisis in the United States. And today I've got a police officer bringing me to court. You know, and I got to ask myself, why am I even doing this? Why should I continue? That's the question that I have to ask myself. If it's just going to bring me pain and punishment and abuse. You know what I mean? And I get there's nothing you can do. It's not your job, you know, but here we are. That's where we are in this country. So I hope off the record, we're on the record, but you can't say a damn thing. But one day, go home, go and when you're in your bed, pull up the video of this man saying he wants to murder me, and he kicked me out of the company that I founded, and he worked with the FBI to hurt me, and to stop me from doing what I do. And now he's filing a domestic violence summons against me.
April 1st, 9:30 a.m. I'm guessing there's going to be quite a few people outside of that Miami courthouse defending him and maybe not so happy about him. I wonder if some of our reporter friends might go down there, Liberty Hangout or somebody like that. Interesting. James Flew, maybe. Not really reporters, but, influencer friends. See what else we got here.
Kamala, is that you in my hotel lobby? This is very unexpected and a little sad, but mostly unexpected.
Just FYI, guys, this video uses fair use for the purpose of criticism, commentary, satire, which is what you're watching, news reporting, teaching, education, and research. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
I am here because I am here. And being here is something that happens when you arrive at a place, which I have done today at this location.
That's not an answer. That's a GPS having a stroke.
I was simply passing through on.
I know that. I was going to say, you'd think at least 48 hours notice or something like that, but I guess Florida works fast, at least that part of it.
On my way to what I would say is a series of important meetings about the future of the future and what it means going forward in terms of forward movement.
You lost by a lot, Kamala, and now you're in my lobby, which means deep down, you're a fan, and I respect that. It takes courage to visit the Winners Building.
I did not lose by a lot. The margins were, and I think this is important, the margins were.
I bet James will show up to that thing. I doubt the other guy's going to show up to that meeting or something like that. His lawyer will show up, but I'm guessing the guy that filed the suit is not going to want to be that embarrassed by what James brings to him.
A reflection of the broader landscape of
losing.
Yeah,
the word is losing. Very simple. 2 syllables. Even Biden gets that one right, which isn't saying much.
I have to go now. I have a podcast.
Of course you do. Everybody who loses gets a podcast. It's like a participation trophy with a microphone.
Stuff there. 15 hours ago, Secretary Hegseth reveals the 3 Air Force captains who were downed by Kuwaiti friendly fire all dropped bombs over Tehran last night. Oh, they're all better. That's good.
Bombs over. In fact, Admiral Cooper noted this morning that the 3 Air Force captains shot down by Kuwaiti friendly fire early in the fight weeks ago. They never left the theater. All dropped bombs over Tehran last night.
That's awesome. I already saw that one. This might have been an old one here, but here, just you show a lot of Katie, not Katie, but Caitlin.
Step back. Good. Take your pot belly and step back.
Okay, I thought it was going to have more content than that. Speaking of content, Jesse's buddy, when he does the thing there, No Kings protesters are clueless, straight up. Can't explain why they're even out there. Let's see what we got here.
Go Kings in the USA.
No Kings Day! Woo! No Kings Day.
What are we going to do to the king?
We're going to shut him down.
How are we going to shut him down?
Impeachment.
If there's impeachment, that means there's a Congress and Donald Trump can't be a king.
Right.
Right. Why is Donald Trump a king?
Because he's nuts.
He smells funny.
For real?
Is that a question?
Because he has repeatedly overused his
He's trying to abuse this world and try to make this place all about him.
Why are you asking me this?
Did he purposely pick out the less intelligent and funnier looking people? Did he purposely do that, or that's what I'm sensing here?
You know the answer.
What's the answer?
You know it.
What is it?
You know the answer.
So many people showed up.
Imagine if they showed up like this for Kamala.
People showed up for Kamala.
Did that go the way you thought it was going to go? Nope.
What is one action that Donald Trump took that is impossible to do under the Constitution, but he did it anyway?
I can't name specific laws. I'm sorry.
I can't think of anything, even though I just probably said that he's broke the Constitution, but I can't think of a single thing.
I lost a lot of thought on that.
You're a reporter, so why don't you do your homework? Don't ask me.
Went to war.
Legally, he could.
Don't ask me for my opinions.
Putting ice in our cities.
Legally, he could put ice in cities.
I don't really give a about legally. Rename the.
I don't give a crap about legally, even though likely they just said he did illegal things.
Kennedy Center.
Which amendment under the Constitution is he prohibited to renaming the Kennedy Center?
I refer you to the New York Times 2 days ago. They had a list of 30 items.
And you read it?
I read it, absolutely.
So what is one thing from that list?
One thing from that list is I'm blanking.
I did not fully read it. I've got it. I've read excerpts.
He's trying to run again.
If he's trying to run again, why'd he leave office the first time?
Because he got voted out.
So why won't he leave office now when he's term limited?
Because he's a fascist, that's why.
But
Did
he
you
left-
not hear what I said?
But he left
He's
the
a
first.
fascist.
Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about.
That's okay. You can just say yes.
You can just say it. I love that part.
What's going to happen in the midterms?
This is what's going to happen in the
Wait,
midterm.
but I thought Donald Trump was a king, so there wouldn't be any elections.
Don't be so cavalier about that. You're taking this as a joke. It's not. This is
serious.
you. I don't think you know how serious it is.
Surely you can't be serious.
Classic.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
If he was acting like a king, he'd probably try to jail his political opponents.
Of course he has.
Oh my God, wait. I think Joe Biden might be a king. Who do you want to win the U.S.-Iran war?
Honestly, I can't say who.
You don't want the United States to win?
Not with Trump.
The U.S. is bombing Iran for no reason. I am rooting for the United States to just stop.
So you're not rooting for the United States?
Correct.
Are you happy the Ayatollah's dead?
No. I'm not happy that anyone's dead.
Trump took out the Ayatollah. He took out Maduro. He seems to be the king slayer. You got to give him credit.
How can you ask that question?
I don't know. I heard he loves strong men.
Do you love strong men?
Well, maybe George Clooney.
Yeah, I'd be shaken if I saw him. We are the families.
Climate family.
Climate families. Do you know who I am?
Are you a king?
Yeah.
Keep in mind, he works for Fox News. He's got 2 or 3 security guards out there. So.
Here's Johnny.
All right.
Yeah, that's funny. Supreme Court. This is the this decision here. This is this earlier.
Breaking moments ago from the High Court, one of the cases we're watching, the Supreme Court ruling against a Colorado law banning so-called conversion therapy for LGBTQ children. Shannon Bream watching this and getting the ruling now. What was decided? Good morning to you, Shannon.
Hey, Bill, good to see you. So a therapist out there in Colorado challenged this law when it was passed, saying, I need to be able to counsel clients for whatever services they're seeking. So the court looked at this, finally decided 8-1 in her favor, striking down that law in Colorado. I want to read you part of what they said. They said it's censoring speech based on viewpoint, specific things. It says the First Amendment stands as a shield against any effort to enforce orthodoxy in thought or speech in this country. It goes on to say, even if you have good intentions in this law, if you suppress speech based on a particular viewpoint, it just can't stand up. I mean, 8-1, there was only one dissenter here. It was Justice Jackson. She has said that this ruling is potentially catastrophic. She says the majority finds at bottom that Colorado likely cannot legislate to protect the children of its state if by doing so it happens to keep state licensed healthcare providers from saying what they want to minors. She goes on to say it will ultimately risk grave harm to Americans' health and well-being. She says you should be able to regulate the speech of somebody who's providing care to minors. 8-1, majority of the court did not think so.
And the only one that was against it was the Jackson. Jackson was the one against it, so of course. Not the smart one, the other one. Deranged leftist wants women to cheat on their husbands if they support Trump. Interesting. Let's see what this lady has to say here.
With his brother. Ladies, this is your reminder that you're way too hot to be with your MAGA husband. So leave your MAGA husband. Leave your MAGA husband, but cheat on him first. Cheat with his brother or his best friend, whichever's worse. He doesn't deserve your kidding, meow meow. It's time for you to hit the road, but leave a lasting impression before you go and cheat on your MAGA husband and take a picture while you're getting plowed. Leave your MAGA
People, I don't want to even finish the end of that thing. What the heck is wrong with that person? Always sexual with these people. This was yesterday, I think, at Portland State here. That's the Andy No got this clip, or Miss Mary did. Okay. From Tommy. Yeah, Tommy. It came across and smacked his thing. Very, very, very nice. These are the people that I was saying that it'd be okay to block. Somebody who wants to commit violence against you, knock your phone away or whatever. If there's a way to block them out of your social media, yeah, you'd want to block those people out of your social media, or move away from them or something like that.
Hey, she just broke my shit. She just broke my shit. She just broke my shit. You're going to jail. Hey, you got that on camera, right? She just broke my shit. I'm pressing charges. I got it on camera, bitch. No, she did. And she sprayed my finger.
What, she ran? I didn't see this part here.
Hey, go get her. Fuck that, bro.
I'll take you out. Yo, go.
Back up.
Do something. You feel like a man right now? You swung that thing on.
I didn't swing on nobody, bitch. You're crazy.
Why is she not at least detained? At that point there, she's harassing. Where's the cops?
I'm gonna need you to walk away. Walk away, please. Arrest her. She just broke my shit. I'm pressing charges. She broke my shit. Get her.
I wonder what happened to that situation. Anybody know what happened to that situation? Did they get her on charges or anything like that? I don't know what's going on with that situation there, but that was wild. Already saw that one. Tina Kotex took some pictures here the other day here of what they did to the ICE facility here. Let's go through some of these. Very friendly comments there. Very friendly comments. Yeah, the Antifa symbol right there. That's funny. They put the SS lives here, and then they also put the Antifa symbol right there. So, do Antifa people live there also? Is that what you're trying to get across? You see how stupid they are here? What the heck? And all the way that they messed the spray paint and everything on the inside there. Look at the red paint up here. Red paint all over the place there. Very civilized people. The rope. These people are just children. Children behavior. Hey, Unscripted Chronicle, how you doing? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing good. Are you the person that was in Seattle or something like that by chance? You were streaming Seattle. There was somebody who was streaming Seattle that had a name similar to yours. I was busy streaming myself. Otherwise, I would have restreamed you. Yeah. It's everywhere. They just don't. They can't control themselves from creating nonsense. But make sure you guys follow Not Tina Kotex on Twitter. Oh, what's going on here? This is Enrique again. This one here.
Download the official CPAC
Others.
app. I did download CPAC's official app, Grinder, but it crashed. So many people are downloading it. Did you download the official CPAC app, Grinder? I mean, I did download the official app of CPAC Grinder, so it did service did.
Crashed a bit during CPAC.
Oh, it already crashed. I tried. I did download CPAC's official app.
Radical. Okay, there's more. The other one was only a minute 35 seconds. This one's a little longer here. 100 seconds on this clip here.
She's literally running from the cops. Yeah, I am. I'll stay back. I'll stay back. I'll stay back.
As the cops don't try to run after her. Oh my goodness, because they'll be considered racist if they go after her, right, guys? If it was a white person with a red hat that did something bad, but they ran after the person, and since it was a black person with a red hat, doesn't matter, they decided not to go after them. Their red hat was a Nike hat or something, I think. Wild. Didn't see this yet.
Complex under the ballroom, which has come out recently because of a stupid lawsuit.
You did?
That was filed.
Awesome.
But the military is building a massive complex under the ballroom, and that's under construction, and we're doing very well. So we're ahead of schedule. It's part of it.
Anybody else notice that the microphone guy is in the bathroom?
Ballroom essentially becomes a shed for what's being built under the military, including from drones and including from any other thing. The glass on the windows, you see the big windows, the glass is extremely thick. It's high grade bulletproof.
They don't mess around in
glass.
Texas
So all
yet.
of the windows are bulletproof. I think the Times wrote, gee, some of the windows are fake. We have no fake windows. They said, they talked about a stairway in the south. We don't have a stairway in the south.
Do you guys remember the movie Air Force One, which was probably a 747, which is probably still what the current one is here, but it looked more spacious on Air Force One. The hallway, you had a hallway here and a meeting room right here, and you had the stairs and everything. You'd think they would have a big enough room for the press there, and a little wider spot, but maybe designed poorly or something like that. I can't wait. If he ever gets that other one from Qatar or whatever, it would be nice to see how that was designed.
That was replaced a long time ago. But this is a view.
It would be a nice ballroom, though.
Of it from the north, and that's, if you see it, it fits in with the White House. It's almost a twin to the White House. It's something we just wanted to pay tribute to the White House.
Very well, yeah. And not have the taxpayers pay for it, and then judges still want to block it. It's crazy.
Seems like there's a lack of diversity here today. That it's mostly people who look like you and I, and I just
This is not. It is not for black people, for people of color to get out on the street. They're at risk when they do that. If anybody's going to get arrested here, it's going to be a black person. It is not safe for them, and they don't need to participate.
Oh my goodness!
We need to walk in their name.
SJW up the yin yang. What the heck did I just hear?
Maybe black people aren't going to get arrested, not only because they're not there,
Wow.
but because they're not mentally ill like those white liberal women are.
Exactly.
Prevent people from voting so that the only votes so that the gerrymandering can work, so that white voters can vote in white Christian
Isn't it a bigger one
males.
though?
Have you been voting blue most of your life?
I voted blue in the womb.
Wonderful.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
If you had to vote for a Republican, J.D. Vance or Rubio, which one would you pick if you had to?
I would slit my throat.
Seriously, these people. That must have been New York City, I'm guessing.
She would slit her throat. Voting in the womb. Well, lucky her mom didn't just abort her. And she'd slit her throat. I mean, look, I don't want a Democrat elected, but I'm not.
And so I am just asking respectfully to respect their boundaries and just shoot their signs. That's their message.
So there's illegals here?
I wouldn't call them illegal. It's stolen land to begin with.
There's a constitution.
They gave credit a little bit there. I think they put his name there rather than his channel where he expresses who that was.
You don't have a right to privacy. They can film whoever they want to film. But again, that's who the Democrats offer up. And then there's people like this. Cut 21. Roll the video, please. They show up with rainbow flags, Iranian flags, and then, of course, they throw rocks at ICE agents, federal agents protecting that federal building in Los Angeles. Throw rocks.
Mostly peaceful rocks.
Rocks at them. They ought to all be arrested. And then there's this graffiti artist, a total vandal, who scrolls things like this. What does it say?
Yeah.
Kill ICE agents.
It might be smart to keep breathing.
I mean, these people are violent. We know it.
Yep. Well said. That's a good guy there. Real American's Voice. Good job. Let's see what else we got here.
They got the dogs out, vest on, whole setup. Man, it's like a movie in here. I gotta walk through while they working. This is wild. The coolest thing ever. Look, all the ICE agents here at the airport doing security. They got the dogs out, vest on, whole setup. Man, it's like a movie in here. I gotta walk through while they working. This is wild.
I thought it was longer. Dear Patriots did this one here. Follow him on X. It was just later on with Tommy. Actually, Ground Zero PDX is the video in this one there, and Dear Patriot cut it out.
Yes, sir, buddy. Hey, dude, that's much respect. That's much respect. If you're gonna call him a rapist, pull up the front.
There are facts. There are millions of files. There are millions of files of facts.
Oh, the same person that was yelling. What was the other lady earlier?
You fucking dumbass! Don't suck some white dick, you stupid bitch!
You know I did. I went through them.
They don't want you in this country, you stupid fuck!
Who doesn't want me in this
Them
country?
too! They literally just said people who are not from here should not be here!
Wow.
They should! Nigga, your mother came here so you can have a fucking education!
She did it the right way.
No, she didn't!
She did. She did it the right way. That's why my mom's still here. My mom is still here, and I'm still here. My dad's still here.
You're so racist.
Shouldn't tell people like talk to people like that.
Very rude the way they behave and everything. Anybody who disagrees with the crazy or the radical leftists gets talked to, but the way they talk to people that they're mad at is not a very civilized way in a lot of cases. They just want to yell and scream and call people names and things like that. You know, with the radical at the beginning of the conversation today, some people on the right, whatever, they don't do that in a lot of cases, yell and scream and carry on and things like that. They'll just block people and won't have conversations at all. I've seen that happen a lot too. Once in a while, people yell and scream like, "Oh, you're a bad person," blah 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 blah. But it's a different way that people interact on the left and the right, because the left is more emotional, and the right is more individual. You know, I can do what I want type stuff. That's why you see the kind of difference in how people engage in a lot of cases out there that I've noticed anyway. The left will yell and scream at you if you have a different opinion. Radical left anyway. Certain people on the right will simply block you out and not want to engage in conversation. So in a sense, neither of them have a conversation, but they have a different way about going through it. In my opinion, if that's okay. You guys okay if I have an opinion? This is March 30th. Has she put this one out yet? I'm not sure. We might be watching this one tomorrow.
I know your ears are hurting too. They're hurting my ears. Are you going to have them stop hurting me? They're following me. They are following me and hurting me. I know your ears are hurting too. So you're walking away from them hurting you guys.
Step away from me now. Step away from me now.
Well, there's a No Kings thing. Yeah, so this you could watch the whole one. This one here if you guys wanted to, or we could watch it tomorrow. Still 20 people watching me.
Step away from me and knock you the f out. Leave me
Step away from me as you grab the microphone. Like if you wanted to get away from her, you would walk away.
alone, girl.
Oh, you're that violent woman. I remember.
I told you I'll knock you clean the f out.
Hey, you guys are hurting me.
Like JD.
He's actively telling them, keep blowing your whistle at me. I walked away. You are hurting me.
Again, the censorship here. When far left does not want to talk to you, they'll make noises or they'll cuss and do this other stuff. And things like that. In almost every case there, they'll try to get in your face and scream at you, get you out of there, something like that when you simply asked for a conversation. It's interesting.
Just move because I'm gonna run you over.
You're going to run me over?
Well, you can't.
Holy moly. I didn't know those things were so dangerous. Pathetic that I have to come out here and my security has to come out here with ear protection because they continuously hurt me at these things. All I want to do is engage in dialogue with them, but they cannot handle that. They're hurt.
No, they can't. Make sure you follow Liberty Hangout on YouTube. Is the far left being serious? I'm not sure if that's what you meant, but sometimes they try to be. Is this the same group of kids here also?
That's not a myth.
Was this before the other event we just saw or after? If these girls been following them around the entire time, I didn't see all this video here.
We don't need to know your IQ. We already know.
Take off the glasses, you fucking Nazi. Fuck you, you fat fuck. Take the glasses off, you bitch. Take the glasses off, you fuck. Oh, yes.
Cops just there's letting it happen, which technically, yeah, free speech in Portland State is allowed to yell at right wingers, and right wingers, if they sort of say stuff back, they better watch out.
That's not a miss. That's a sir. That's not a miss. That's a sir. Yeah, I know.
You think they're actually students there?
Oh, so angry. Oh, so angry. Oh, shit.
As the cops will walk away so they don't have to take responsibility for anything.
Her cortisol levels are way up. Her cortisol levels are up. She's responding. That's how you teach your daughter. That's how you teach.
Oh, that's your daughter? Oh my goodness.
Teach your daughter to act.
Ain't nobody touching y'all.
Very tolerant. Already saw that one. Already saw that one. I think we already saw this one here, pretty much. I saw enough of that anyway. The diaper diplomacy here.
Security guarantees depend on withdrawal from Donbass. That's a lie. And I saw him say that, and it's unfortunate he would say that because he knows that's not true, and that's not what he was told. What he was told is the obvious. Security guarantees are not going to kick in until there's an end to a war, because otherwise you're getting yourself involved in the war. Okay, what is the security guarantee? It is troops that are willing to step in and secure. If you put that in place now, that means you're injecting yourself in the war. What he was told very clearly, and he should have understood it, is that the security guarantees come only after there is an end to the war. But that was not attached to unless he gives up territory. I don't know why he says these things. They're just not true.
What is the U.S. position on Donbass?
We've told the Ukrainian side what the Russians are insisting on. We're not advocating for it. We've explained it to them. It's their choice to make. It's not for us to make for them. We've never told them they have to take it or leave it. The role we have played is to try to figure out what both sides want and see if we can bridge the middle ground. The decision ultimately is up to Ukraine. If they don't want to make certain decisions or certain concessions, then the war keeps going. Same with the Russian side. If they don't want to make certain concessions to the Ukrainian side, then the war keeps going. We're going to continue to try to facilitate what is possible. If it's not possible, then the war will continue, sadly.
Common sense, Rubio. Here's another one here.
And as you can see, I'm surrounded by this massive, massive homeless encampment, almost as if a nuclear bomb has dropped. It's a good total about 1 million pounds of trash, not this exact area, but through these multiple acres.
Wow.
But it's just wild how incredibly messy we've allowed.
Hey, Carol, how you doing?
Get to,
Nice to see you. Hope
especially
you're doing
in public
good.
parks. And it says a lot about our local government.
I'm watching some different news things here, things like that I bookmarked, hanging out. Hope you guys are doing good this evening, hanging out there. I appreciate you guys watching, hitting the like button down there. You don't have to. I'm not grifting, but if you guys want to, if you do super chats or something like that, let me get this thing out of the way here. I will spin this wheel thing you see here. If you guys want me to, it's kind of a corny thing to do, I guess, but a $2 super chat or something like that would make me spin this, and then I'd either do a little puppet show for you, do a dance, karaoke, or music. Although I might charge you $5 to do the karaoke because that's my singing skills, are just so perfect. I'd have to charge a little bit more for the karaoke. But anyway, if you guys do want to do super chats or whatever, that's how that would work. Okay, no more grifting, no more grifting.
Government and why I really think we need leadership change.
Up straight that way, you'll get a little glimpse of gold. I mean, it's kind of too green, but like.
So the Capitol's right over there.
Yeah.
Well, this is outside of Salem. Wow.
Can I climb up there and actually try to see it?
If you want to, or right here's a good spot.
Salem.
Wouldn't that be too low?
Wow.
I am standing in a public park about 1 mile from the state capitol.
Is it Bush Park or what? Capitol's over there. Bush Park is over there. You're over along that waterfront on that side over there. Wow. It's kind of a large park, but it's not a whole lot of stuff is done about it. Wow. Let's go back here, see if we got anything else here. Is this conspirator on the 30th here? This one here. This is when the Portland police and state troopers or whatever came across. I'm not sure what they said here, but I know they were not happy. They assumed that when the Portland police came over and the state troopers allowed ICE to fix that fence that the lefties broke, that they were on their side. They were helping somebody fix private property by keeping other people away from that area. Hoop Troop in the house. What's going on, Hoop Troop? Thank you for popping in. I'm not sure if you raided or whatever, but I think you raided somebody the other day. If you did, thank you. Trying to listen in. Look at all the funny hair. When I first saw your name or whatever, it made me think of old Boop Troop back in the day, if you remember that lefty live streamer. Likewise. A whole lot of stuff that I thought there'd be more content there. There's not Tina Kotex again a couple days ago. Oh, as he scrolls some stuff into the wall there. Very civilized behavior here from the leftist out there. It's not your property. You write the SS symbol. Oh, that's the guy that did the SS is here thing. If they really understood history, they would know that's ridiculous to write, but they probably got a D in history. If they were important schools, the only reason they didn't get an F is because you get a D for writing your name on the top of your paper. You remember Boop Troop and all the other crazy ones there. How many lefty live streamers can you name back in the day? I'll try to name a few of them. Boop Troop, Concrete Reporting, Ninja, PDX. Who is the one that got arrested? There's a few of them out there. There's even one of them that was there a few days ago or whatever I saw too. Can't remember all of them. So that's all Luna, but that was further back in time. Got that one done. Saw that. I already saw that one a while back already. Black Rebel here was out there. Or Montana First guy was out in Montana, Bozeman area, doing a video. This is what he got.
Making it hard to vote. People in the inner city, taking people who are citizens and arresting them without due process.
Okay, well, one thing at a time, sir. So
no, anything I want to fucking say.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's be calm, sir. Let's be calm.
How many black assholes are there in the
black assholes? Wow.
Oh my goodness. Montana First is also another good follow. I'll give you the link in a second. He's just asking them simple questions. At Bozeman, you'd think kind of a little bit more of a right-leaning area, but there's a lot of lefties out there that come out of LA or Portland or whatever and want to get out in the mountains. And they think it's okay to talk this way to black people.
Oh, okay. So we got...
Most of them are not. You are.
Most of the... So... Okay, sorry, I don't know what happened with this. This old boomer was being very, making it hard to vote.
Oh my goodness. Montana First. Let me give you the link here. Hold on. He's a good guy. He's probably already follow some of these guys like Black Rebel and things like that. So make sure you follow this guy here too on Twitter. Paste. Montana guy there. He used to be out there with I don't think he was a Proud Boy, but he was hanging out with PBs and everything back in the day in 2020. Old news. Angela Rose a few days ago.
No? No. So your sign says that you'll tell your grandkids that you didn't stay silent. Would you like to share what you would like to say? No?
No.
So you did stay silent?
Yeah. I shout with the crowd. I'm not a...
Oh, are you going to tell your grandkids that?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Grandkids.
I didn't say silent.
Back in the day, I stood there and I shouted with the crowd. I repeated all my chants. I knew every single line.
But when I had a chance to talk to a larger audience on her stream, I decided not to say anything. Oh my goodness. There's the pink frog. The pink frog. Evidently, that was Shorty Liebeck's wife or something like that, from what I heard. It was breaking the law and paid the consequences. And resisting arrest will likely be added to the charges. One nice thing about those suits is they slide easy when you pull them on the ground. They don't hurt. They just slide easy. It makes it easier to be dragged out of the area. Ryan got that video too. Peaceful protest pictures. Do you guys want to see the peaceful protest pictures? Here's the peaceful protest pictures. There's a nice peaceful fire there from lefties back in the day. Again, a peaceful police station there. Not sure if that was Minneapolis police station back in the day. Also, very, very peaceful protest in Minneapolis back in 2019, 2020. Peaceful car situation. I think that was in LA about 6 or 7 months ago, if I recall, on that one there. Very peaceful situation going on there. Peaceful situation here, wherever this town is here. I'm not going to guess. Maybe New York even. I don't know if those are NYPD or not, but peaceful fires. Very peaceful. Oh, sorry. That's not where I was going with that. and Francisco had a conversation here also here. Let's check this one out.
I was
Other than
touched.
that,
Yeah,
I was touched.
and their signs say hands off, but they don't keep their hands off
no,
of us.
got slapped. Got slapped, not in the face. That was good, but
I was
other
touched.
Than that,
yeah,
I was touched.
I was touched multiple times by the people
Which is
here.
funny because they were telling me that Trump likes to touch people.
Yeah,
and they were touching us.
And their signs say hands off, but they don't keep.
Touched 5 times when they were there, but yeah, they were peaceful, very peaceful demonstrations at No Kings. Very peaceful. I guess the guys who did this one here, the guys got suspended. The helicopter pilots there, because they paused over there for a photo shoot or something like that. They got suspended or something like that by the Army or whatever group they were with. National Guard, I think it was. Not sure why, but they did.
We now have protesters trying to get through the fencing barricade. You see some of the individuals have been kicking it. Now they're trying to grab it. Some of them actually been throwing objects towards the agents and officers. Let's get a little bit closer here. Take a look at the scene and look at the agents here. They all have their riot equipment on. Some of them have the gas masks. Some of them have the less lethal firearms. We have a different agency there too. These are the federal officers protecting that building. But take a look at the scenes here. They're banging on that fencing, and it seems like the agents are going to approach. They might start to fire here. Oh! Here, watch out. And then we're gonna be reporting here from downtown Los Angeles. They might fire some tear gas. That's what we're running off right now. But look at this. There's active traffic. Look at this. We got pedestrians. We got. Hey man, how you doing? You're a resident here in Los Angeles?
Hey, look, yeah, I live out here. Fuck ICE though. Free Palestine.
And right now we see some of the agents getting towards the fencing. So look, you saw the individuals just throw that. We're gonna keep you guys updated. We'll stop this recording now. So right now I'm reporting outside of the Los Angeles.
It was like a day or two ago. We're almost done, I think. Angela Rose again talking to the police here.
Because they were telling me that there's some riot going on. Is that true?
Up at 20 at the market.
Really?
They have Tifa, the black bloc. They're the one that want to take
Oh wow! These the cops. They call them an organization.
over the highway. We wouldn't let them. So.
Nice work. And so they're still there.
But they're like 19th and Arapahoe now.
19th and Arapahoe?
We push them away from trying to get onto the highway.
Okay. Good work. Be safe. Thank you for your service.
Good reporting, Angela.
Very on brand. I kept mine under. Donald, good to see you. I see you redecorated the Oval Office. It's very gold. Very on.
So do you use the various for the purpose of criticism, commentary, satire that you're watching, news reporting, teaching, education, and research? Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Brand. I kept mine understated, but that's a choice. Both are choices.
Barack, you put up curtains that look like a Marriott. Meanwhile, I brought in real gold, Italian marble, actually. And now this room looks like something. Before me, it looked like a waiting room at a dentist, and not a good dentist.
I won the Nobel Peace Prize, Donald.
For what? Nobody knows. I asked 10 people, and nobody could tell me. I sank 17 warships, and I didn't even get a thank you card. The whole system is rigged. Very unfair.
I also filled out 2 terms with a 65% approval rating.
I filled out 2 terms with the most excitement. Nobody watched your presidency, Barack. People watched mine like it was a Super Bowl. I mean, every single day, ratings are through the roof. It's driving them crazy.
You know, Michelle and I are doing just fine. Book deals, Netflix. It's been very peaceful.
I have a war, a trade deal, and a country to run. You have a podcast and a garden. Congratulations, Barack. You're officially a loser.
Funny satire. What was this one here?
That I should be ashamed to be gay, that I turned against my own people. You know, when I walked through there, all I got called was a fucking traitor, that I should be ashamed to be gay, that I turned against my own people. Like, first of all, I don't stand for the alphabet mafia, okay? You can be gay, you don't need a fucking month, you don't need a flag, you don't need any of that.
Carol, yeah.
I have common sense. I'm a conservative. Doesn't mean I agree with everything Trump says. You know what?
The Constitution to put him in again in 2028.
Just like Biden stole the fucking election.
What about the transgender thing? Like, you don't support transgender? Why?
Because I don't. If you want to be transgender, then they better start accommodating bathrooms and sports teams. And prisons. Do you know I went to prison? I went to prison for January 6th for misdemeanors to a medium
federal women's prison, and I was with men. You were raping women, yes, because they identify.
Democracy sounds like this is what democracy.
Those people need to be protected.
You're fake news.
They need to be protected.
That was interesting.
U.S. citizens that voted for him.
You should be deporting yourself.
Why should I deport myself?
Because you're brown skin.
I'm a
you
U.S.
don't
citizen, man.
belong here. We don't want brown skin people
you're gonna
here.
get deported.
That is one of the most racist things a white liberal has ever said.
There's the most
That's right.
racist people on the left.
You should be back in Mexico.
Why should I go back to Mexico?
Because that's your country.
Why is that my country?
This is not your country.
You're not white. This brown skin.
They just assume that people are racist without even asking them. This is what happens, like what Charlie said and everything. When people stop having conversations, stupid things happen. Stupid people start making signs that say other people are racist when they're the ones that are saying the racist things.
They don't want you. MAGA doesn't want
deported, whether you're a citizen or not.
I'm gonna get deported.
Even
Give me an example.
though you're a citizen, probably
Prepare me.
before the end of the year. It's happening.
Before the end of the year, I'll be deported.
have brown skin.
Wild people.
She's right. Iranians are asking for the bombs. Oh no, they are. I'm a journalist. I'm in contact with Iranian youth who are asking to be bombed. And you are standing here supporting a terrorist regime. What are you doing supporting a terrorist regime? Why are you supporting a terrorist regime? I understand bombing is bad. Convince me of what? Of women not having no rights? I'm Iranian. I've been imprisoned by that regime. This has got nothing to do with Palestine. This is about a terrorist.
They keep going back to Palestine. Like, that's a long ways away from Iran. Do you understand?
Regime in my country. I can't even go to see my father's grave. I left as a refugee. You should think. She's right. Iranians are asking for the bombs. Oh no, they are. I'm a journalist. I'm in contact with Iranians.
Wild.
You're too chicken to spend $1,000 to prove I'm right or wrong.
Oh, I think you're a pathetic weak man. I think you're a weak, pathetic man.
Donate the money to Trump. If you pass,
you're not making an argument. I said you're a weak, pathetic man, and your rebuttal is I want you to pass a history test. See, you just proved my point. You are a weak, pathetic man.
All I can tell you is you're a child.
Okay.
You're a child. You communicate like a child.
Okay.
You don't have much of an education.
We have them all on camera. I can't wait to put the clips together where he contradicts everything you just fucking said. It's going to be great. But keep going. Keep going.
By the way, if you put anything,
shut up. We're having a conversation. Shut your mouth, woman.
Shut up. Why should she shut up? That's how you talk to
You
women.
she didn't mean.
No, just that one.
Oh yeah.
Shut up.
You went to law school.
Be quiet. Be quiet.
The weakest.
Wow. How much more do I have here? There's quite a bit here. I already saw the Alex Stein one the other day. As we're watching that one, I can get rid of that one. I already saw enough of the ice building stuff. I think I already saw that one quite a bit. I already saw that one. I already saw that one. I already saw that one. Saw enough of that stuff. Saw that entire thing yesterday. Man, I did a lot of doubling up on this stuff here. Saw the Katie one. Saw that one.
You're under arrest for malicious communications. You do not have to say anything, but may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which is later on in court.
This goes back to the conversation we were having earlier about, free speech and in the UK where they get their free speech very limited and they can't sort of have their own voice be heard and everything. If they say something about certain subjects and everything, then they get in trouble.
Anything you do, say maybe give me an evidence, okay?
27th of March. Oh, hold on a minute. So I've received information about a police officer, and now he's getting me done.
Oh, is that yeah.
Well, I've received reports from members of the public, right, from an HMO that's been terrorised by migrants, right? She got terrorised for 7 months, and they didn't do nothing. And they told her, if you report it to the press, we'll arrest you for inciting racial hatred. That's what they said to her mother when migrants went into her house, yeah, terrorised her, looked through the window at her house, yeah, hid in the back garden, started filming her and the kids from her house, yeah. And she went to the press, and the police told her, yeah, the police told her, if you go to the press, yeah, we'll arrest you for.
Well, you can't go to the press and talk about bad things that happened to you. If a certain group of people did something to you, you can't go to the press, otherwise you get arrested. Wow. Total absence of the First Amendment concepts.
Fighting racial hatred. So because she said I'm going to the press, they got them out that night. But because I put her concerns out on the paper, they've arrested me again. Twice in 7 months to kick my door in. Because I'm worried, and the woman is petrified she was being harassed and terrorised by migrants. HMO in her own.
Craziness. LAPD was crazy the other night too, yeah. They had these horses to kind of get people out of the way there. Sure, they'll try to, leftists will have lawsuits against the police department. They're like, oh no, you hurt me with a horse. Fetterman, I don't care too much about. No King's Day. That guy does a good job. He gets attacked by people that have different opinions. This is what Alex Stein was out there, Right Side Rebel. Put up this clip here, but she had 37 minutes of just kind of crazy lefty behaviors because they don't like Alex Stein and some of the other people that were out there, including Enrique.
Hey! Wow! Cut it out! Right now! What are you even doing? Huh? Cut it out!
Yeah, they used to. Yeah, it would be nice if they did.
Hang out right there.
Well, that's one of our guys.
I ain't doing shit. I ain't doing shit. I ain't doing shit. I know you too. I know you play R-rated.
Cops had to kind of keep watch there too, even though he had like 2 or 3 bodyguards, you know, with Enrique and the Oathkeeper guys and probably some others, but the cops still had to intervene just to make sure that the lefties stayed safe. Dallas.
Hey, you guys throwing shit. Hey, throwing shit right there. Yeah. Your guy just punched me. You don't have a right to do this, Dylan. I don't have a right to protest. I think.
What an idiot this guy is.
Don't just fucking punch me. You don't have a right to get on her ass.
I have a right to what? I already saw that one. Oh, where was this? I'm not going to play his content. I don't mind. Dear Patriot has good content there. Feel free to follow this guy here. Good guy. He always does a lot of clips and things like that there. But some people, content that he clips, want to block me, so I don't want to play that particular content there. No, what the heck? We'll play Scuba Steve's content. Here's
Donald Trump is your president. Stop crying about it. If I had to deal with Biden, you have to deal with Trump.
I'm not sure if that. I know that was him talking there. I don't know if that fire engine sound was his or not.
This dude is chimping out. Chimp out, bro. Chimp out. He's crazy. He wants to commit violence. with the man. Don't fucking attack me, dude. He just fucking came up to me, dude. Fuck that. Get out of my face. Donald Trump.
You guys want to have thoughts about what happened there? That the lefties should not have been kind of getting in his face at that point there. He should have allowed him to have free speech, walk the sidewalk. Should not have gotten in his way there. They have their opinions about what he was saying at their protests there. But what do you think about what happened here at this little section here? They were kind of walking along the sidewalks also, right near the crosswalk area. It looked like there might have been room for him to walk around on the inside of that area there, possibly, without allegedly bumping into that guy, like his video said there. But again, they should have kind of allowed him to just kind of walk through there too. Different angle, maybe? What's this?
Take your mask off. Get out of my face! Take your mask off. You're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt. Get out of my face. You get out of my face. You was here first. Look at him go.
Not sure how that situation ended there, but not very friendly, evidently. Anyway. It's the same guy as before.
Biden did all the things he did, hid the files underneath his watch. They never said a word. They never said a word. But now all of a sudden, it's like they've been activated to come up with a new phrase because...
Good point there, Carol. Yeah, I don't know why they need to insult and harass and do things like that, confront and things like that. It's a protest there. Everybody can try to do their own business and things like that, but what I would do, what I did the other day in Oregon City and Canby, is just filmed. Didn't say a single word to anybody unless they said something to me. But and then didn't interrupt them, didn't confront them or anything like that. Just filmed. That way they had no reason to bug me. I had no reason to bug them. It's my way of doing things, but other people have their way of doing things. There's a lot of people there that day too. I don't know if I've seen this video from Haley West here, but here it is. Was that one of the arrests? Or that was the other side angle there when the person got pulled in? Pink Frog. And they just don't know how to talk to people. I already saw that one. I guess almost these other ones I don't care about. Spider Mike nonsense. Let's see. We're almost done. Yeah, 2 are okay. West Palm Beach on this one here. You got near Mar-a-Lago or something like that, so you get a lot of Trump supporters there, but also a lot of Trump non-supporters.
Fuck you, you pussy! Fuck you! Don't go up! You look like a pig! Trump administration.
A lot of PBs in the area, evidently.
You better shut up or he's going to beat you up again. He's going to beat you up again.
Watch out the PBs and the gay lady over there. They're fine and everything. Everybody back in the day thought PBs were, anti-gay and things like that. They, as long as you're cool with them, they're cool with you.
She don't listen, does she? She don't fucking listen, does she? Clearly she don't listen because she's a... Got nothing but empathy for Christ. Your man voice.
Body. That's not genetic. At all. There's a difference in exchange. This is
Again, minority lady here. You have the gay lady out there supporting Trump. And I'm guessing all the other people are old white liberals on the other side of that line. Video. Okay, covered everything there. Let's see if there's any other crazy stuff in the news lately here. Do a quick refresh here. Well, BCP's doing something tonight, evidently. Or is he just doing the same thing he was doing earlier? 1 hour ago, the countdown to the art of submission is coming up pretty soon. When does it take off? Is it pretty soon? You guys want to watch the art of this news? I don't want to right now. Kevin Dahlgren 2 hours ago. Look at the fire right there. That close to the freeway? Come on, leftists. Look at what the homeless have to do to keep warm out there and hurt the environment. They're burning plastic and things like this. I thought you guys care about the environment. Wouldn't it be better if they were in a home where they're, just using solar power or something like that to keep warm?
Does the plastic help us burn longer? Yeah.
Hotter.
Hotter.
It does kind of last a lot longer. Well, not a lot longer, but a lot longer.
Are you guys in the chat, guys? Put a 1 if you're in the chat, put a 2 if you're not in the chat. Get the idea. Saw that. Any other wild news? Not there. Not there. Tomorrow we go back to the moon. Okay, it's tomorrow. Okay, I thought so. Oh. The interview I didn't see.
Absolutely. We got to fight for what we deserve. So that's why we went forward with the lawsuit against the United States government. And even though I'm in this ridiculous outfit right now, which usually I'm not, I got hat signed by the president. The situation is serious, and I think that other people should go ahead and sue the federal government too.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to be patient about it. I think it would be a bad decision for Trump to help in any way that he can to get us paid for our wrongful imprisonment and for that giant setup until midterms happen, because we are a hot topic. A lot of people don't fully understand what happened that day. Even some of us that have been arrested for it still aren't even aware of all the ways that this was messed up, that they set us up. And so I think maybe post midterms we might be looking at something, but I don't know. I mean, there's a two-tiered justice system. If you're supposedly wronged, like the BLM rioters were, I think it was New York City court in 2020, they were found to have been wrongfully imprisoned for 12 hours. They got $10,000, so $20,000 a day rate. For 1,075 days, which is how long I've been in, that would be a $20.5 million settlement, not even including our terrible conditions. So we're not going to get, I don't think we're going to get a fraction of that, which even if we did, it's still unjust. But anything, at this point, we need to do something. It'd be, it's just unfair at this point.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'd like to touch on is it's not just the time we lost, but it was the value of the time we spent in there. I mean, it was solitary confinement for years. It was denied visitation for our first 2 years locked up. We did not see our families' faces. I mean, it was black mold, brown water, pest infestations, mistreatment of our medical care. We had a brother, Bart Shively, die since he's been released because his cancer treatments were mistreated in the DC jail. But we've had so many, no family visitation for 2 years. Think about that, solitary confinement for 2 years.
For 2 years.
That alone, minus the Ryan Samsel, and people like that, where they pop doors in the middle of the night, zip tie them, and beat them within an inch of their life. I mean, these things have gone viral and gotten some word out, but it really needs to congeal into these lawsuits. And the government, which, you know, President Trump has acknowledged we were tortured. He has said that word. So I'm hoping that after midterms, we can come to a favorable settlement, because it's not just that we lost 4 years of our lives. It was that we were tortured. We were tortured. So I would love to, you know, I would love to come to an amicable settlement with the federal government if they're willing to do that after midterms. I'm hoping. Yeah, and that's I know this group of great patriots will use that money for good.
Good deal. See what else is in the news here. Ooh, something back. Ooh, a shark hit the guy. Oh my goodness. Maybe it was a whale. Tinkerton. What did this guy have to say?
Hey, Congressman, quick question for you. So you initially,
Who are
originally,
you?
hi, my name is Nick.
Nick,
nice
from
to
where?
meet you.
Which
I'm from
media
X.
entity?
I'm from X. So I have to ask you.
Wait,
You said
you
Kilmar
have to get-
Abrego
excuse me,
Garcia.
you're gonna-
You
excuse me.
voiced a lot of support for him originally. Now he's been charged with facilitating the
to your
transport
job. Go back to your
of
job.
illegals. Are you
Really?
still going to double down on that?
So he gets due process now? Do you
He
believe
gets
in
due
do you believe in
process
due
now?
process?
I don't think he. Wait, was he supposed to be here?
This guy does not really understand how to answer questions properly.
To begin with, was he illegal? Was
Americans
he illegally?
believe in
How
due
did
process.
How did Kilmar Abrego
Trump's
Garcia
judge
get here?
allowed him to be here.
How,
did you know that?
How did he
what-
get here
watch
originally?
out,
Did
you
he
hurt
come here
yourself.
legally?
Your girlfriend.
Did he come here legally?
Get back to your job,
Okay,
man.
so you can't answer the question.
Yeah, no.
But you seem a little angry about it. Is that why? Is it because you were made to be a fool out over it? I mean, you were supporting a man whose wife accused him of beating her.
Trump's
You've gotta
judge
be
allowed him
kidding
to be in
me.
the country. Did you know that?
He's not.
Trump's judge allowed him.
Yeah, and guess what? That means he's not a king. Just because he appointed somebody does not mean that somebody can avoid what they think of the Constitution is. You absolute idiot.
Be in the country. He was allowed in the country, and then what? And then what happened? And then what happened? Then he was deported back to his home country. You keep calling him the Maryland father, who apparently beats his wife, which she said on the record that he beats her.
Go back to your QAnon meeting.
Is it okay with you? Is it okay with you to see illegals smuggling other illegals through
This is a good job Nick Sorter did here. I haven't seen this yet.
the country? Is that what the people of Maryland want? The people of Maryland, you think they want illegal gangbangers?
Go back to the
bringing
people of Mars, man. Go back to wherever you think you're from, all right?
Okay, so human
Just get out
smuggling,
of
yes
my
or no?
face.
Human smuggling,
Get
yes
out
or
Are you being a fascist here? You want a reporter to get out of your face? Sounds pretty fascisty.
Out of my face, you little fascist. Get out of my face.
You're the one that just said the fascist thing. How is he a fascist when you're the one dictating where somebody in America goes?
Fascist.
I'm not, yes,
okay.
you are.
All right. Well, okay. Let's go to Padilla then.
Fascist.
Okay. What about Padilla? Are you
Get
saying
out
what
of
he
my
did
face,
earlier
you
was
little
okay?
fascist.
Going in and interrupting a press conference? Was he a fascist too? Huh?
Yeah,
Come
know all
on, man.
the
I mean,
fascists. Is
I
he in your
understand
group?
why you're
Is
so
he in your
angry
group?
about this, because you look like a
I'm not
freaking
gonna-
fool now. You
Get-
look ridiculous.
Get the hell out
You
of my
look
face.
ridiculous. I'm not in your face, bro.
You little fascist.
You got your little minions pushing me back. So come on.
There's something wrong with you,
I mean,
man.
these aren't very difficult
QAnon
questions.
is calling you.
Do
Get back
you
to QAnon.
condemn the transport of illegals?
Hey, even when the right wingers are confronted by lefty people or whatever, they meme or they play with them or something like that. They don't yell and scream and call them names or anything like that too much, you know. But this guy here can't resist calling people names and acting like a fascist.
Throughout the country, do you condemn that? Do you think that people
Get
should be
back to
smuggling other
QAnon. Get
illegals
back,
through
you
the
little
country?
fascist, to your
Okay, so you
QAnon
have no
chapter.
answer. That seems like a pretty.
Get back. No,
this is
I
a
believe in the
90-10
Constitution of the
issue,
United States.
Congressman.
Do you believe in due process or no?
Do you get
Do
due
you
process?
believe in due
Wait,
process
so
or
you
not?
come in, you
No, answer me one question.
Okay, what was the
you
process
little
that he
fascist.
used to get
Do
into the
you
United
believe in
States?
due
Was it
process?
illegal?
British citizens,
You little
yeah.
Did he come
fascist.
into the country legally?
One yes or no question. Do you believe in due process or not? Yes
Absolutely.
Or no?
Do
All
you?
right, good.
Now,
get
do
out
you
of my
believe
face.
that? All right, so you're not going to answer my questions.
I already
answered
answered
yours.
50 of your stupid
You
little
didn't answer a
fascist
single one. Do you? Are you
I
taking
told
back
you-
your support
I
for
told
Kilmar
you
Abrego
Donald Trump's
Garcia?
judge kept him in the country.
Okay, so
And
you're
you're not gonna
okay.
cover-
So you're not.
you're
You're
not
not. I'm
gonna
gonna post the
print
whole
that.
thing
No,
unedited.
you're not.
Watch.
No,
Watch.
you're
You'll
not.
see. Trust me. You'll see. Okay, so I'll give you one more
going down here.
chance. Do you take back your support for an illegal alien who was in the
never
country.
supported an illegal alien. What are you talking about? What's the
calling
quote?
him
What's
calling
your
him the
quote?
Maryland
What's
man,
the
calling
quote?
him calling him a
What's the
constituent.
quote?
Are you serious?
He's not my constituent.
Of course he's not, because he's illegal.
You're a moron, okay, as well as a fascist. Go back
I'm a
to your
fascist.
QAnon
See,
meeting.
these
You're a
talking
moron
points
and a
working.
fascist.
There's a
That's
reason
quite
the
a
Democrat
combination.
parties. There's a reason that your approval rating is in the single digits
Your
at this
approval
point.
rating is -3 points.
Oh,
man. Go
you
get a
got me,
job,
bro. You
okay?
got me.
Go
You
get a
got
job.
me.
Yeah, I did
You
get
got me.
I
Okay.
did get you, yeah.
Okay. So,
Goodbye. Go
so
have
are
a
you
great
okay, are
weekend.
you okay with the deportation? Do you think Marylanders want illegals coming into their state? Violent criminal gangbangers?
It's whack.
You're seriously a moron. You know that,
Okay.
right?
You can't answer.
You're
That's a pretty
seriously a
easy
moron.
question. That's a layup
No,
question,
Donald
Congressman.
Trump's judge kept him in our state. Go look it
Okay,
up.
is he the
brother.
only
Go
illegal
look
in
it up.
Maryland? Is he the
Roberts. His name's Nick.
only criminal illegal in Maryland? Okay, so you're saying.
Well, I don't know. Is Elon Musk
So-
involved
so-
here? Elon
so
Musk
you're
said
saying
Donald Trump
that
should be
everybody
Wait,
else-
do you think
Are you-
Elon Musk
so-
should have been deported?
So all
'Cause
the
he was an illegal alien.
no, he wasn't.
Wait, yes, he was.
So all these
he wasn't.
all these other
Tell me why he
illegals in
wasn't.
Maryland. All these other
you
criminal
don't agree
illegals
with
in Maryland.
Steve
Are you
Bannon?
okay? Okay, let's
You
make
don't
it
agree
easy.
with Steve
Let's do an
Bannon now.
easy one.
You want to?
Do you support deporting criminal illegals at least?
What are you talking about?
Are you going to stick the police after me because I'm asking you a question? You've got to be kidding me.
What are you-
Don't
what are-
try that.
There's something
Okay,
really
or
wrong
just-
with you, man. You're
just
sick
seriously.
in the
No,
head.
just asking you. I'm just doing the American people want to know. Do you support
Oh, you speak for the American
removing?
people. Have you ever been elected to
do
public
you-
office?
do
What
you-
office were you elected to?
Do
You're speaking for the
you
American people.
support?
What office
do
were you elected to?
I'm not the one here to
You
answer
said
the
you said you
question.
speak for the American
I
people.
do. I speak to over 1 million people.
Oh wow!
All right, so
What a
yeah,
big
yeah,
man.
bro. Okay,
What a
so
big man.
so do you support removing criminal illegals from the country? Let's say that. It's an
Like
easy
Elon
one.
Musk.
Right.
Yes, I do. Do you support
Okay, all
removing
right.
Elon
So,
Musk from
so,
the
so
country?
the
making
answer
it
is
illegal?
a no,
What's
right?
yours? No.
My goodness gracious, that's crazy. Make sure you follow Nick Sorter over there if you're not already. There's his X there. Copy that. Put it over here. Paste. That's just wild in that video. Let's see if there's anything else to look at here. Geyer, 1 hour ago. What's he been up to? What? Ooh, I'm going to have to contact somebody about taking my content here. Dear Page. I might take back what I said about Dear Patriot to follow him here. This is my content here. Do you see where he gives me any credit here for my content? All right. Besides it on my thing there, Mr. Bill's Curbs there, do you see anywhere on this thing here that talks about my content? It's my content. You should have a link. Let's see what the 6 comments are here. I'm kind of curious. Interesting. Should I call this out publicly that somebody took my content here? Interesting. Somebody's just gonna steal my content, trash somebody on my stream that I kicked out of the stream there as they were kind of going off there. Interesting. Very interesting. Not giving me anything there. Should I report this? Is this a reportable thing? Not usually. Even Andy No, when he uses my content, he gives me a support on this. But no, this guy stole my content here without giving me any credit. Yeah, this is a reportable thing, I think. Let's see what the options are for a report here. Let's see. I might have changed them. Impersonation. Sounds there's one related to taking content in there. Anyway, I'm going to look into this later on here. Let me just bookmark it for now. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Everybody still with me there? Everybody still with me? Yeah, 18 people supposedly. Interesting. It's just I don't know what that's about. Let's see what else we got here. What the heck is going on there? Portland Andy's streaming tonight. What's he streaming? Not sure what he's streaming. Just chilling out or doing something. There's Will Tifa the other day or something like that.
Oh, no, it doesn't need to get physical right now. I don't need to go to fucking jail.
They don't like Will any more than Patriots do.
What the fuck, bro? Dude, fucking 3 months ago, you wanted me dead, motherfucker. You talking shit about her, motherfucker.
Curiosity here.
That's why I just walk away. At the end of the day, fuck magazine. You want to fucking fight? I don't care. You can wear that fucking hat. I don't give a shit. It means absolutely fucking zilch, dude. Nothing. Nothing. No. You stay right here. Walk away.
I think this answers your question.
Yeah, it does. Well, you look right there.
Go the
Look at
fuck
this. Look
on.
at that. There you go.
Go
There
the
you
fuck
go.
on.com. Bitch.
Fuck, they don't want you. We don't want you. Fucking walk home.
Fat body piece of shit. There's some
That's
cool
a
places
double
in the
win,
city. Get
double
the fuck
win.
out of here. Whose
No.
streets? No. Our streets.
My car is this way.
All right.
Let's see what else. Anything else out there? Is anybody in the chat, guys? Says they got 20 people hanging out there, but I don't see anybody in the chat. Wolfie's probably hanging out there. Carol might be still hanging out. Lewis or somebody else. Let me know if you're in the chat. And if you're somebody who disagrees with me or something like that about certain issues, please let me know you're in the chat and we can have a conversation or something like that. If there's somebody in the chat that doesn't like my opinion or something like that, or didn't like what I said to Geyer, or had Geyer on the show last night as he crashed out or whatever you want to call it, say that he did. You know, if you want to say that I should have kicked him out sooner, now's your chance to say it publicly. If anybody's out there that's kind of doesn't like my opinions or something like that, now's your chance to talk. I'll give you all the time you need to talk. When I come up on screen, I'll put you up on screen. Anybody out there like that by chance? Double checking. If you guys wanted to, now's your chance. If you're watching, you can come up, have a civilized discussion. How this stream started, where I want people to have more conversations with people they disagree with or have certain opinions that somebody doesn't like. You have a conversation like Charlie Kirk wanted everybody to have, whether it's right versus left or left versus right or right versus right or left versus left. Have conversations about people you disagree with. Do not block them. Do not ignore them when they're talking to you if you're on the other side of the screen there. But anyway, going once, going twice. I know there's probably nobody like that, but I just want to sort of put it out there for a few minutes in case anybody wants to come on and talk to me about certain things. Usually I'm not that opinionated, but I felt to be a little bit more opinionated today about certain things that kind of upset me because I wouldn't say I'm a complete free speech absolutist, but I'm pretty doggone close. You can say whatever you want to, and people aren't going to get. I can block you. Yeah, you can block me if you don't want to. I don't care. And I know you won't because, you know, I'm your favorite streamer. I'm just kidding. But anyway, I just thought I'd pop in and say that. Let me check and see if there's anything else going on in the world of YouTube real quick here. While we're chilling out here, Danny's got his thing going on over there with Chris Sims. He's looking at the old footage there of probably Villain Reporter BCP on that one there. I'm not sure whose video they're watching there from August 22nd, a few years ago. I think they got rated too. They got a good audience going on over there. That's good for them. Let's see anybody else going on. Nothing going on there. I feel like I want to keep staying on a little bit longer, but there's nothing staying on for lately that I can see anyway. Double check something here. Portland Andy's doing his thing. I wonder if Angry Oregonian's going to be on tonight. I should send a message and ask him if he's going to be on or say something in the chat. Let me give you some more content here. What to watch while I do that here. Longer video than that. Longer video. Longer video. World. Longer than 1 minute. Interesting. There's a 4-minute video of something that happened with Geyer here. Said about something. Yeah, we've played a lot of those videos. It's interesting. Never saw that one. Give me something I haven't seen yet. Look at the For You maybe instead of the Following.
Tyrants.
Who would that be? Who is this?
This is Trump.
So you basically want Trump's go. Like you don't want him as the leader.
I don't want him here.
Name one person. Who is the best fit to lead this nation then? Come on, give me one name.
Kamala Harris.
But she lost in 2024.
I know. I'm not from here.
Yeah. She's not even from here. Where are you from?
England.
Oh, she has king over there, but she doesn't want any king here.
No, not here. They can stay in England.
If you can rate your king, your own king.
Oh yeah, we'd have Charles. He's
Like,
great.
He's great. So you're okay with Charles as a king
In England.
in England. You're okay for another type of king, but not here.
Yes, not Trump.
Not Trump.
You said no kings.
I don't know what to ask after this.
Perfectly good question. You say no kings in the country, but you're okay with a king in your country. Make it make sense. I'm checking to see if Pretend Media is even live. He's not even live. What's that other guy? The Taco Guy or something like that? I can't remember the name of that other channel. Not Taco. What's the taco one? Well, if he was the Taco Guy's channel, some sort of taco or something like that. It didn't come up. I know I follow him, but I don't see the lives aren't showing up very good on YouTube nowadays. So let's see in the what live I want to watch. You know what I'll do? I'll give you another video to watch here while I wait for an answer here. I'll have to watch the later videos here. I thought I had a short one here. Oh, here's a Nate Friedman one here. Hold on a second. Is this one that I want? Yes, it is.
The average age seemed much older than last year's. So yeah.
I noticed that too. Yeah, it seemed to be an older group, an older crowd, at least the ones that I've seen, because it wasn't just in New York City, it was surrounding suburbs as well. Let's get into some of your sound. So you spoke with one protester who criticized, of course, the Trump administration for using ICE facilities to house migrants, saying federal immigration enforcement is mistreating the people there. Here's that.
Hitler put Jews in gas chambers, and Trump hasn't done that. So,
well, he didn't do it in the beginning. He is building concentration camps all over the country.
Trump is?
Absolutely.
Where?
Didn't you see? All over. There's local communities banding together to try to cancel it, but 8,500 unit prison facilities they're building. And why do I call them concentration camps?
Do you understand people? In order for the due process for those people to go through, they need to be held somewhere first, okay? In order to go through your due process system, okay? Trump wanted to make it go faster, but your judges said no, can't make it go faster. Therefore, the people have to be housed somewhere while they await the immigration courts. You understand basic stuff.
Because at least when you go to prison, you get due process. These people did not get due process, so they're concentration camps or internment camps.
Does your mind explode when you're listening to that?
A little bit, yeah. That day was several times actually. I needed a second.
I can't remember.
And I've done close to 1,000 interviews, and that day there was more than a couple interviews where I needed some time. Concentration camps in the United States. These are things you only hear if you really speak to these people.
Yeah, you asked another protester about the upcoming presidential election. She says a Republican will not be her choice for president. Listen.
I think I heard this one already.
If you had to vote for a Republican, J.D. Vance or Rubio, which one would you pick if you had to?
Yeah. I would slit my throat.
Really?
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Imagine that
There's,
behavior.
neither one of them is better than the other. They're both the bottom of the barrel.
So you would take your own life instead of voting for one of them, too?
I just hope that nature catches up with me if that's what. I'll never have to vote Republican.
Boy.
Were you surprised by her response? Yeah, slit my throat.
So
it's a little
dark.
drastic.
Yeah. It's so violent. Like, wow.
Morbid.
Yeah. Did people, when you talked to them and you tried to get their ideas, like what are you really upset about? When the first guy couldn't tell you where they were building any concentration camps, but did people have points actually to make, or does it seem to you that they just dislike Trump intensely?
Yeah, nobody's open to changing their mind except one person actually I spoke to at the very end of my live stream who was an independent, you know. She's been voting Democrat her whole life, but she was much more open-minded, and I really encourage people to check out the YouTube video that I just put out, because you'll see that a conversation.
I did. We watched it.
They vote for the same party you
What's
do.
going on?
Okay, they vote for the same party you do, and they're
You should
trying to
follow Nate
prevent us
Friedman.
talking. Do you find that I'm like
This is not
unfriendly?
a communist country.
Yeah, right. Do you find that I'm unfriendly? Do you find that there's
You're
anything?
very approachable.
Yeah, but yet we're surrounded by people, right?
Yeah, that's a little invasive.
Yeah.
Man, this is a free country. You can do this in Russia. You can't do this here in America.
What do you think about it? Here, let's ask her. Right. So what do you think about what she said to you? She just said that she votes blue. Yeah. She's on your side, and she wants you to stop doing this. All right.
Yeah, I mean that. You know what? That's a great encapsulation of, you know, right, where the majority really is. Where there are many of us here, there are many out there that want to have open dialogue, or are open to having that dialogue. But
Like I keep saying, open dialogue, have a discussion about things, try to work things out civilly, things like that. Pretty simple to do.
obviously, when you panned around, you saw the many that were not, that would not engage with you. Take us back to that moment.
Yes. So you can ask yourself at home, should a citizen journalist, should any journalist need security to go to a protest to speak to other Americans? No. And, the best way to support my channel is just go to natefriedmanshow.com/Friedman Files. This is how you can support the channel and also pitch in for the security. You can see my security actually pushing
Hey, Jets,
back
how you doing? Nice to see you.
6 masked up members of Rise and Resist preventing my interviews. This is not something we want to see in this country.
I'm Sean Kreisman. For stories and content just like this, check out National Report weekdays 9 to noon, only on Newsmax.
Okay, we saw that one. See if there's anything else worth watching here. Rebel News. I just want to take a peek at this one here. Something about happening in Toronto for their march, I think.
A 7,000-year-old flag, the flag of Iranians, they didn't let it to wave in Nathan Phillips. It simply proves what type of politicians we have over here.
Because the money will be gone when the
Rebel News does a good job giving quality content out there.
regime is gone.
The fact that they are allowed to be here in Canada and chant on our streets, like it blows my mind. Like,
Yeah, well, when they say they'd rather hurt themselves than vote for Republicans, like, whoa.
Canada better smarten up quick.
Scarlett Grace with Rebel News reporting to you from Nathan Phillips Square in the heart of Toronto, where there is a hands-off Al-Aqsa Mosque demonstration / a pro-Palestine demonstration, because who's trying to touch Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem besides the missiles firing from Iran that keep landing in so-called Palestine? I don't know. But thankfully, they are met with counter-protesters from freedom-loving Iranians, Jews, Canadian patriots alike.
He said, "Oh, go over to here. Is there something happening?" So we showed up here, and then right away you could tell what side to be on. The beautiful, happy side, not the angry, screaming, banging drum side.
Yeah.
Mullah Shah, because He let the flag of Palestine to raise in Nathan Phillips. A 7,000-year-old flag, the flag of Iranians, they didn't let it to wave in Nathan Phillips. It simply proves what type of politicians we have over here. People do not choose the right politicians. They do not participate in elections. And the result of that, communists, leftists, Marxists are in power.
We are Canadian and we stand behind the Iranian people. I stand behind getting rid of the terrorists, the regimes, the ones that can't live with civil society.
So I am currently on the side of anti-terrorism with the Iranians, some Jewish people, some Canadian patriots.
Wow, they're not bugging you. They're not censoring your speech. Wow, nice, friendly people there.
Who are against terrorist infiltration in our country. And then behind me, behind the police line here, we have the terrorist supporters, the supporters of the Islamic Republic in Iran, supporters of the IRGC. They are holding up pictures of Khomeini, the first supreme leader in Iran, Ali Khamenei, who thankfully is dead now, and his son Mojtaba, who is supposed to be the new supreme leader, but nobody has seen or heard from since Ali Khamenei died. They are holding images of these people, these terrorists, up high in the middle of Toronto. And may I remind you, in June 2024, the IRGC was finally listed as a terrorist organization in Canada. And these people, Khomeini, Mojtaba Khamenei, are all leaders of the IRGC because they are the leaders of the Islamic Republic occupying Iran. They are holding up images of terrorists in the middle of Toronto. We see a huge police presence here doing absolutely nothing about it. All they're doing is keeping the two crowds apart. And we have growing support for terrorism in Canada. This is a very scary time for Canada. It's the beginning of something really, really bad. And if nothing is done about it, just listen to the warnings of Iranians and see what they think is going to happen. Can I ask you guys, as Iranians, what do you think about seeing pictures of Khomeini, and Mojtaba in Toronto being held up?
I think this guy. It's all this guy's fault.
Yeah.
You see him?
I don't even know why they're bringing it here.
If Muslim comes to this country, you guys will be like us.
What happened?
I didn't see it, but I said earlier that Dear Patriot didn't give me credit on that video. He did. It was further down in the thing. There's FYI on the link there. Technically.
Today in the area in Middle East, so Arab countries in the region, they found out after 47 years that
It's weird that somebody who doesn't blocks me from his community wants to use my content to attack somebody. It's very interesting.
trusted a government that is not trustable. They found out because every day they're seeing rockets, ballistic missiles. I think Canada should wake up. That's the point.
This is actually a counter. On the other side, they have come to support Palestine, to support terrorist regime in Iran, all type of terrorists, Islamist terrorists. It's the unholy alliance of the red and black, as usual, the leftists and Islamists. And we are here to thank Netanyahu and Trump, U.S. Army, IDF, U.S. and Israel for the great thing they are doing for us.
Same sentiment I hear from all Iranians is wake up, Canada.
Wake up, Canada. Don't support these Palestinians. Don't support them. All they want is to kill Jews. They don't want peace for the Middle East. Well, if they would want peace, they would say free Palestine from Hamas, but they're not saying it.
Like if I see them outside, I definitely would get in an argument.
Yeah, I was noticing that too. Yeah, the police are a little bit nicer and don't allow the two sides to get too close to each other. You know, allow them to yell at each other, but not allow them to get down.
With them, I don't want to see them here. There were enough in my country. Now they're here. So,
are they dangerous?
Of course, really.
It's a kind of deja vu for us.
Yes.
So seeing them in Toronto, it's alarming. It's a dangerous sign. But hopefully the liberal government wake up. I don't know when, but probably they will.
Were there some fights?
You missed Trevor Miller inciting that side against this side over there.
Who's Trevor Miller?
Trevor Miller is an Antifa radical activist that Rebel News has covered many times.
Okay, I'm out of the loop apparently. So he tried to fight, or
he just, he comes up to the police line and then starts screaming, da 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 da.
Okay.
Guys, go back! Down with the shot here!
In the beginning, they came in, they started a problem, fighting, and then the cops showed up and separated them.
Actually quite interesting. It's very angry over here, except for Babak. And then on this side, we're having a dance party and playing Ayatollah Khamenei is dead. And then across the police line, we have anger, we have terrorism, terrorist support, and pictures of the dead Ayatollah and his son. Oh, there's a picture of Mojtaba, who we think is probably dead as well because he hasn't been seen since his father was killed. And they're holding up his image. So it looks as if the illegal terrorist supporting crowd is looking to march. They've now moved to the middle of the street. And I don't think that the freedom-loving crowd is going to be allowed to get near them. The police seem a little scattered right now, trying to figure out how to handle that. But they're not trying to figure out how to handle the Criminal Code of Canada because nobody wants to enforce that. As far as I know, from my conversation with the police officer, it is the RCMP's job to enforce our anti-terrorism and anti-supportive terrorism laws in Canada in the Criminal Code. But they're always MIA. It's just the Toronto police here who have no idea what's going on in the Middle East and clearly don't know much about the Canadian Criminal Code either.
It was crazy to watch them actually block us all in and allow these guys have the terrorist flag
to take over our street.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy. It's sad.
As Iranians, you came to get away from the likes of mullahs, and now we see them walking the streets of Toronto. How does that make you guys feel?
That makes us feel terrible. And they keep on coming to this country. They disrespect the cops. They're disrespectful to this country and the people. And they're just disrespectful. That's it. That's the only thing that I can say. And they want to bring Muslim culturism into this country. Because in the Middle East, Islam is taking over by the government of Pahlavi. And they want to bring Islam here. I think that's what they're trying to do.
Today wasn't as bad as the Al Quds one I was at. That was absolutely disgusting. And the fact that they are allowed to be here in Canada and chant on our street.
You're Carol. Live in the cities. Do you live in a safer province? Did I say province? Province. Than Quebec or Ontario or something like that. I'm guessing Alberta is probably the most conservative. What's the next most conservative? Saskatchewan or something like that?
Streets, it blows my mind. Canada better smarten up quick.
It reminds us what happened 47 years ago in Iran. I was 9 when the revolution happened, so I remember what was the Shah era.
Yes. So Seth the Toad on that one there. I think I'll get Katie Davis on Twitter after this video. Give you the breakdown on that one.
It's totally different, atmosphere, country. People are the same, despite the pressure of the government. But you see what happened. The money went to terrorist group for 47 years. And those people you saw today, they have been covered by the Iranian regime for 47 years. So if I were them, I was here to support the Iranian regime because the money will be gone when the regime is gone.
So the pro-Palestine, pro-Islamic regime crowd has left the area. They have gone on their march. And the pro-freedom, pro-Iran, pro-Iranian, Canadian patriot side has been encircled by the police and are not allowed to leave the area. So they're continuing to play celebratory music. We're hearing the beginning of A Iran, the national anthem of Iran play, and they are just encircled by a line of police preventing them from moving, while the pro-Palestine crowd is allowed to do as they please through our streets. Unbelievable. Iranians are not ones to drag things out. Once it's over, it's over. And once they realized that they could not follow the pro-Palestine march through downtown, they packed up and headed out very calmly, collectively, and they're done for the day. So it was fairly quick on their side. They made their point. They played their songs. They chanted their chants and said that terrorists are not welcome in Canada, which every Canadian should be echoing. If you stand against foreign terrorist interference in Canada, please head to deporthamas.com, add your name to the petition, and chip in if you can for our expenses. If you found this video interesting or even outrageous, wait until you see our Al-Quds Day coverage both in Toronto and Montreal. Check out the video.
Hello, sir. How are you? Are you in the police?
I already saw that one earlier. Oh, that's Camp Higbee one. I already saw that one basically because that was just a different angle of the video that Camp Higbee had. Yeah, so I don't really need to have that one. We saw that one earlier. Let's go back to here. Katie Davis Court, I said, had the frog situation on that one there. Yeah. Davis Court right there. Yeah, she follows me. This one here, yeah. Seth Toad there. I guess we'll read the article there if you want me to. Basically, Seth Todd, 24 of Clackamas County, has been banned by a judge from protesting at the ICE facility. Todd, an Antifa anarchist, is known for sparking an international movement for wearing a foam frog costume. He has been convicted of disorderly conduct. Todd was sentenced to 3 months of probation after pleading no contest. Only 3 months. Tommy got 6 months at 300 feet. Contest, second degree attempted disorderly conduct. He will not be allowed to come within 300 feet of the ICE facility for the next 3 months as part of his plea conditions. That's 3 months from now. He's still going to be the end of summer. Still going to be able to come back. Tommy's not going to be able to come back till after summer. And he's still talking about violent behavior in his little post right there too. Yeah, that kind of covers it for you there pretty much. Okay, anything else I'm missing here? Give yourself a good idea, Carol. In Canada, I can imagine if you're in a liberal province or whatever, and if the censorship in your country is similar to the UK or whatever, yeah, you can't say certain things, or otherwise you might get a visit from somebody. You know, we want to get a visit from the police for having an opinion. Shame for having an opinion out there. Anywho. Alrighty. Anything else going on? I think that's pretty much all I can think of right there. Alrighty. Yes, follow me on Twitter if you guys don't mind, real quick. I might do a space tonight or tomorrow or something like that, talking about free speech and some drama stuff. Maybe I don't know. I don't like too much drama, but I like to have situations get resolved through communication and things like that. So I'm going to use my link to my Twitter there. If you guys want to see that, I may not want it on something. All right, I might rebroadcast it on Rumble or Twitch or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, where's the link that I want? It's over here. There. Oh, somebody might have followed me on X. Thank you guys. If you did follow me on X, I appreciate that. Excuse me. I had a burp. Here's the X Twitter. Yeah, you know what I mean. You better be following me already. No, Wolfie, are you the one that said you don't have X or something? I think you're the one that said that. But anyway, there's that link there for you, and I'll let you guys decide. Are we gonna raid Danny or Chris or Spin City? I think are gonna be my options. I'll double check. I could even raid Portland Andy. He hasn't gotten a raid from me in a while. There's usually only like half your audience gets raided to when you set up the raid or something like that. So it's almost 10 o'clock anyway, and I've been streaming for how long? 2 hours and 38 minutes or so. That's quite a while for me, I think. And I wasn't sure if Anger Oregoni, if he's working and streaming tonight or not, but sure you follow him. You don't use it on your phone, I got you. Or at least you have the option. Oh, yeah. Ooh. I got premium, YouTube Premium, and I'm going to look at my premium benefits here, guys. Let's see what my premium benefits are. Evidently, enjoyed so far. Oh, it even tells you how many at 6 hours of ad-free videos or something like that. Background play. I did some background play the other day. Listen to YouTube music for 1 minute. Videos watched offline or whatever. I haven't downloaded any videos, but those are the 4 things you can evidently do on the YouTube thing or whatever. So thank you guys for the donations yesterday to help me get started with that. And you guys kept bugging me like, get YouTube Premium, get YouTube Premium. I finally broke down and got YouTube Premium and just got to work on using more features, take full advantage of it. Anyway, I'm going to check on this other thing here. Where's the button? There's the button. There's the other button. There's a lot of buttons around here. Ooh, just FYI, I'm only 2 subscribers away from hitting 4,700. Just FYI, I'm not sure if 2 more people are going to subscribe in the next couple of minutes, but if you do, let me know, and I can say I'm at 4,700 subscribers. Let's click that button right there. Get ready to raid somebody. I'll see who my choices are to send you out to here. Hold your horses. See the options are going to be. Well, Austin Zone is also a good guy out there too, but let's keep it in the family here. Oh, wait, is BCP? Check and see if BCP is live, or if he just shows that same screen. If he was just doing the Artemis thing and just left that up for the longest time there, but let me see if he's actually doing anything worth. He's just got that same screen up. There's no point in doing that, but if he's actually doing content, okay, he is doing content. Okay, good. Ooh, you got Joey Gibson on there doing old school stuff.
Boom. Yeah, it gets worse. It's just so much pepper spray. It's crazy. Because you hear Andy knows camera, like his phone gets all messed up after that. Like they spray him.
Oh, it's weird. It's like BCP is restreaming a Quincy, all right? And I'm going to be restreaming Quincy. It's restreaming Danny, okay? So we're going to make this an official thing here. So, and we'll set it up for a raid for BCP for the heck of it. Check this out. So you get Quincy over there, restreaming Danny and Chris.
I'm just going back and looking at stuff you guys that they were showing.
Yeah.
I'm proud. Anyway, I'll catch back up to it.
You know, past to present.
I feel like they keep
the similarities.
Oh, he's actually showing something they were showing earlier or something like that, not just a live feed, but it's still Mr. Bill restreaming Quincy, restreaming those other guys. Funny stuff. Okay, that's enough of the nonsense there. Okay. You guys have a good night, good evening. Oh, and Laura's over on his chat too. She doesn't like me. Just kidding. But work for you, Wolfie. We'll send you over to BCP and you can go talk to Laura. Don't bug her about her red hair, okay? Don't bug her about her red hair, okay? I'm not admitting she has red hair, but I'm telling you, don't bug her about her red hair, okay? Anyway, we're going to raid you over there. Stay safe. Good night. Thanks, Carol Young, for hanging out tonight. I appreciate you being a chatter in the chatter boxes there. And if you might even be one of the new subscribers too, I appreciate that. God bless. We'll be on tomorrow afternoon sometime, probably around 2 or 3. If I do a day stream, if not, I'll do a night stream around 7 or 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Alrighty, guys. Thank you for hanging out, and we'll talk to you later. You guys want some music on the way out or not? Probably not. Let's do that 30-second countdown. Hit the go now when it says go now, and then tell BCP there's nothing wrong with the NIV, okay? Ready? Oh, wow. Okay, I won't tell you what to do. Can I suggest you what to do? I'm just kidding. God bless, guys. Have a good night. Say your goodbyes.